I just realized that there was history.
Yeah, I was about to say it should be in your history, but yep, if not, you can always just search my name, Gage, and it'll
Got it.
pop it up for you. Should be the only one that's popping up since it's the only one running. And I did get your little image put onto your character sheet as well, so that'll be your token now.
Nice.
But yeah, give me just a second here. I was just wanted to get this up and running and pop in. I'm going to fill up my water bottle real quick, and then I'll be right back, and then we can talk about the little bit that we did last week and jump into it. So I'll be right back.
Sweet.
Still can't quite get this image to fit.
Oh, for
Fantasy Grounds, yeah.
for Mr. Reed.
Yep.
It's like a little off kilter, but
Play around with it. Preferably after the session. Maybe tomorrow or something. Alrighty. Sure. Recording. It is recording. Good.
All right, and I am back. Alrighty. Yeah, shit, top in. I'll do a little recap here. Pretty short and sweet. Last week, we mostly made our characters, walked you guys through some Fantasy Grounds basics, talked about what we were doing here, and we jumped right in with you guys at the tail end of your 6-week boat journey aboard the Peregrine. Out of Almus in Andoran or Andoran. I'm not sure how you say that, to be totally honest. It's one of those words I'm like, oh, I've never had to say this out loud. I only ever read it because I'm a nerd. But with the adventure a joint operation by the Andoran government and the Bountiful Venture Company out of Andoran, where they're setting up a colony in the ruins of the fabled lost continent of Azlant, which was wiped off the face of the earth through some mysterious event some 10,000 years ago. There's been a few other attempts to settle these islands. None of them have been successful. The last one was some 200 years ago in a colony by the name of the Sun Temple Colony. Some of you may know a little bit about that. You might not. But regardless, you've all been accepted on this journey as the second wave. First group already came about 6 months ago. You guys are arriving here on the 16th of Gozran, the equivalent of April in the Galarian calendar. So it's early, or beginning of spring, after the winter storms. This is when the second wave was slated to arrive, which it is. And when you guys approached, though, you were all called up on deck by who will be acting as the governor of the colony, which name is Talmendor's Bounty. But the governor's name is Ramona Advanth. She pulled you all because you all displayed some set of unique skills that may make you well suited for the task she had at hand. And that task was figuring out what the hell's going on. Because appearing on glassing the colony with a spyglass, there's no one to be seen. No movement, no cook fires, no anything. And that's not right. So they said, we want you four to take a ship's boat, go ashore, see what's going on, make sure the colony is okay, and if not, see what the heck happened and make sure it's fit for habitation by these colonists. this group that you're arriving with, some 60 or 40 or so, and then report back. They're going to be meeting you at what was originally decided as the second landing point. This was the place that was chosen as the backup colony location if for whatever reason this one wasn't suitable. I'm actually going to share an image with you guys, which this is one of the ones I didn't get to last week when my power kicked out right at the end of the session there. This is the island chain itself. There are these 3 islands, well, 4 islands technically you see there, and there's actually a 5th that's cut off on the map right there. It wasn't working right for me with what I needed to cut off the map. So, but not really important right now. If ever it is, you'll see it. But if you can see there, Talmandor's bounty, that's where you all are headed and have arrived at. And the secondary landing point is down this a ways. It's like in this little like cove right there. Ramona said they would meet you there 2 days hence. So you have 48 hours to get there. The journey itself probably won't be too intense, but it will be, through untamed wilderness. So it'll take a while. The island's not huge. I think it's about a 7-mile journey. But again, untamed wilderness. So it might take a while. But that comes after the fact. Right now, you guys then headed out onto your ship's boat. Were set upon by a couple tentacled goblinoid-looking creatures that I believe one of you identified as Grindylows, a common seaborne hazard. But you were able to relatively easily dispatch them. One of them was cut in twain by Robert, and then the other one fled. And yeah, that's basically where we are with you guys having now arriving at the colony. And now I can show you a map of the colony. And so this is going to be a little different from, I don't have, and I will say this is something an endeavor I've attempted, I don't know, half a dozen times and just never had the gumption to actually want to do is make a full-on like 1-1 map of this colony to do, where you can actually like go around and each building can be entered and stuff. And like the like closest I ever got was like, what if I built it in Minecraft and made it play Minecraft with me? That never ended up happening. So this is a top-down view of the colony. I'm going to share this with you guys. I would recommend adding this to your hotbar. It's going to be relevant for the entirety of the adventure path. Spoilers. But you guys are arriving here at the dock. And as you approach, you can see this is a solitary dock that's extending from the beach into the bay. It goes out about 30 feet. You see the construction is pretty solid and looks recent, suitable for tying off a small boat, although there's no watercraft that are visible. The beach inclines a bit to the east before giving way to grasses and trees. And further on in that direction, there's buildings, a palisade wall, and more so kind of standing up on the rise. So this is like on like a hill, essentially. So imagine the beach goes up a little ways and then the hill does. And you can kind of see that little like darker green line delineation right here. Like that's where it flattens out. So it's sloped going up there, but it's not steep or anything like that. But you guys are arriving, and there's no welcome party. There's no bells. You don't see guards patrolling. You don't see anybody. All you can hear the sounds of no anything. Exactly. The only thing you can hear really are the caws of like seabirds and faintly just kind of general jungly sounds. To give you an idea of the climate of this type of area, it's subtropical. It's humid during the hot season, which you guys are not quite in yet, when this area is frequented by storms. In fact, you can actually see out on the horizon, probably a ways out, any of you with any sense of any weather skills or anything like that. I don't know if any of you do, but if you did, you would guess that this storm is at least a day or two out. And weather patterns in this area, it could just swing around the island entirely. They're pretty hard to predict, to be honest. So it's not really with any certainty to hit you or not hit you. But you all are arriving. Your dinghy, you pull it up to the dock. What do you do?
We can safely assume that we've already tied the rigging to the dock, right?
Yeah, you guys can tie the boat to the dock. That's fine.
Yeah,
I don't need anybody to roll me a rope check. It's fine. I assume one of you can tie a knot.
I am I just killed my first sentient. I am kind of out of it. Like my hands are trembling a little bit.
Yeah, right
All right.
before it floated to the bottom, you saw a wallet float to the top with all its little grindy little kids in it. No. Dad of the best dad ever wallet floating slowly to the bottom.
What have I fucking done?
But yeah, I imagine so. Yeah, because you're all, and that's it. You're all a fairly young group in your mid-20s, really, I believe. So it's
Murdered one of Gozer's precious creatures.
yeah, and
Oh,
but yeah, yeah. But please go ahead.
Enyo, likely taking notice of this, would head over to Reed and try getting his attention while also tapping on his shoulder. Hey, you here?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's shaking it off. Well, let's scout the village. Let's figure out what's going on.
Yes, but be sure to take it slow, alright?
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Indy.
Okay. She nods as she'll look to the rest of the group to see if, like, all of us are going to begin to search around.
Yeah. So I'm gonna first I'll go ahead and arm myself with my crossbow. Just load a bolt into it, get that ready, and start hiking up the trail.
Sure. And one thing, just real quick, Henris, I noticed on your character sheet, you didn't have your healing font built into yours. So with clerics, don't forget, you get one basically automatic heal per day plus your charisma modifier. So you have 2 heals to use per day that aren't part of your regular spell slots. So I put those into your action stats as well.
Oh, I see it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just that way you know you have it. No problem. But yeah, please, yeah. And basically the way that this is going to work is you guys kind of just tell me where you want to go. I have some things that I'll ask you to roll from time to time. You tell me what you're doing at that location, and we'll just see what happens. So yeah, please. And if you want to drag the arrow like I do on the map right there, hold down both your mouse buttons at the same time, and then just drag. And that just drags it.
I actually don't.
So I'm going to just go up the trail towards the palisade.
Okay, thank
Yeah, Trendon will follow Henris, and while they're walking up, he'll cast Detect Magic to see if there's anything magical going on.
Sure, just in the kind of yeah. I mean, where are you cat? I mean, what's your range of detect magic? Is it like 60 feet or something like that?
It's just 30 feet.
30. Okay, yeah. So, and that's actually we can kind of. So there are the exploration activities. Those are there are a variety of those you can do, and those are essentially what you do when you're not in combat, when you're not just traveling. And there are things like you can be scouting, where if you're traveling ahead of the party, essentially where somebody is actually trying to scout, and if they're successful, everybody gets a +1 to their initiative when you if initiative was to break out. There is detecting magic, which is where you essentially are just kind of like wah, 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 constantly pinging detect magic, but you're moving slower. Excuse me. There's like defending, where essentially you can walk around if you have a shield with your shield raised, but you move slower, and a variety of other things. They aren't quite so important here, but we'll just kind of keep that in mind. Those are some things you can do. But yeah, so you guys are kind of just heading up the trail here towards the interior of the town. But yeah, you just so you guys start walking up the trail. You're detecting magic. Nothing's really pinging or anything like that. And you can see what looks like off to the right. There are some pavilion tents that have partially fallen down into disarray. You can see some homes with some fields out to the it would be the south on the map there, but would be more like the east, because you guys are heading north into town. And then the partially constructed palisade around the larger buildings in town. And all of these buildings that you can see look like most of the ones on the interior of the palisade are constructed out of wood and stone, where a lot of these exterior ones cut out near these fields and stuff like that are more, some of them are made with like clay bricks, some of them are wood, and a lot of them are just kind of a mishmash of all three.
Does it look like they've been abandoned for a while?
From where you guys are at on that trail, you can't really tell.
Okay.
Yeah, I think how about we walk kind of into like past like the first little palisade area.
Mhm.
Just to make sure, the area we went to is like near the water well, or
Well, if that's where you guys are heading into now, yeah, that would be if you guys are walking up that way. That's what I'm just asking, like exactly where you guys are going. So if you're just walking up the trail, going past those tents on your right, heading into town, you would have this first building here off to your right if you're walking
Yeah.
up that way.
Yeah, let's do that if everybody agrees.
Enyo's gonna call out, pointing over to the water well, saying, "I'm gonna head up front just to see how the water is." Okay, all right.
Hmm.
She gives everyone a nod as she'll just head over to check on the water, just to see if there's still a line, a bucket, fresh. I don't know.
Sure, yeah. There's a it's got a body floating in it or something. Go ahead.
Where? Sorry.
Body?
No, I said if there was, but go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was going to ask where my wife would have been in this section.
Well, what did she do?
Well, she's a botanist. She was part of the survey team, initial survey team on the first wave.
So, I mean, you wouldn't be sure one way or another just because there were no
No.
like hard and fast plans for the colony, But you would guess probably somewhere in this outlying community area because that's where the fields and things of that nature are set up.
Okay. So I'm going to go. If that's the case, then I'll go check the outlying area.
Chernin will see Henris, kind of going off that way. He'll follow him so he's not alone.
Yeah, I'll stick around kind of with Inyo. I want to inspect this I'm drawing. Like, I want to inspect that.
Sure. What I'll say here, though, is something to keep in mind. Old adage here: splitting the party always not the best idea.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to do that, I'm not going to stop you, but I'm just giving you the warning now.
Yeah.
Well aware.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So
if that's the case, then probably be safer if I was like with the group, and we'll start. Yeah, back the bonfire first.
Sure. So you guys can head up towards the well and this fire pit. This looks like it was probably the center of the colony. You can see there's a well here. It looks fine. It doesn't look fouled or anything like that. Looking down into it, you can look down a ways and there's water. The sun at this point, it's probably like 9 a.m, so the sun's not directly overhead, but it's casting enough light to where you can see down into it. You can see water shimmering maybe 20 feet down. There is a rope and a pulley and a bucket. And if you pull some water up, it seems totally fine. Sweet. Again, not fouled, nothing of that nature. And this pit looks like to be just that. It just looks like it's probably a community fire pit. The only thing you do notice is that, it's not on the map here, but a little bit like probably around like right here. Like maybe like in front of these, because keep in mind the scale of this map, these buildings are like big building size. Like that dock is like 30, 40 feet. So like these buildings are fair sized. Like these big long houses are fair sized. This is a big fire pit. But not on the map there near the fire pit appears to be some sort of scaffolding that appears to have been set up at some point. And it looks like it was used for maybe public addresses, things of that nature. But it doesn't look, nothing malicious or anything. It's just there on the map. It's just not on the map. But the fire pit, just glancing at it, there's no fresh ashes or ember or anything. In fact, it's fairly empty besides some larger chunks of like blackened wood in there. You would assume this has not been used for at least a fair amount of time, week or more.
Well, I want to make sure my weapons are ready. I would like to do a perception check, just anything out of the ordinary besides,
Sure, just around this.
Like, any sounds, anything out of, yeah.
Sure, roll me a perception check in the tower.
Oh, it's because I have to do.
Yeah, I mean, out of the ordinary, yes, in the sense that you don't hear any signs of civilization, but other than that, no, everything seems to be, like I said, you hear the sounds of the jungle, you hear what sound, animals, or not animals, but like insects buzzing, you hear like seabirds. Nothing seems out of place as far as, nature wise. It's just that there's nobody here, at least as far as you've seen.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it's quiet. Too quiet.
Where could they have all gone?
Deeply unsettling. I don't like this one bit.
Enyo is eyeing around the houses and will just ask, so which house shall we tackle first? Might as well get started with that.
Well, guess we could start with the governess's manor, which should be, I'm assuming it's that big old red roofed building. I don't know. No one ever gave me any plans on the area. Right there.
So that red roofed building actually has like a steeple on it. It appears like it's some sort of chapel.
Oh. All right, well then let's just check the chapel. Holy sanctuary, maybe everyone's holed up there. There's something out there.
Yeah.
There's something out there. That's usually the first place to go when people are in trouble.
For the sake of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just responding. Go on.
For the sake of expediency, let's just follow Henris. Stick together.
Yep.
Wise choice.
Sure. So you guys can make your way over there. Here, I'm actually going to do this real quick. Just a second.
Oh, while we're heading over, that board thing, is that like a table or like a stage?
Yeah, it looks like it was like a large, like a big eating, like a big table for people to eat at, like a big communal table.
Is there any noticeable damage or just possible slashes or scorch marks or
plates on there, with food left behind, or
No, there's nothing like that. It just looks like a table. It's worn from the weather. I mean, and it's a bit roughshod, the same as almost everything here is. They don't have the proper machining to make things that aren't quite so rough. But other than that, it just looks fine. But give me just 1 second here. I'm just going to throw a token on the map to make things easy here. That way we can denote where you guys are and where you're going and stuff like that. I don't know. What's a fun token to throw on the map? There we go. That'll work. Crab. There you go. The crab is where you guys are. So
that is one big crab.
We have this giant enemy crab here.
I think I found the problem.
Yeah, that's your problem. Quick, flip it over. Attack its weak point for massive damage.
But yeah, so you head to the chapel. So let me read a little something here. Pointer there. Okay, so you can see this large building is durably built in a log cabin style. Its construction, it has a thatched roof and 3 gables. It has several open windows that are uncovered, and there's a sole entrance on the the side over here on this side of the building, on the east side of the building. Sole entrance on this east side of the building is bereft of a door, though. There's a small porch that's covered by gable sheltering the door, and then the porch does not look like it's been swept, and dirt and dust have started to accumulate on it, while one end of the gable is starting to sag, though, as if from neglect.
So this has been abandoned for a good while, it seems.
If anybody has a crafting, they can roll me a crafting in the tower to maybe try to hazard a guess.
Crafting.
I do have crafting.
Sure. Yeah, just roll it from the tower.
Roll for crafting.
I honestly wonder if the door is locked.
The door is open.
Oh,
Like there's a door there. I'm sorry, it actually does not have a door. There's just like a frame, but there's no door in the frame.
oh. Did it look like the door was ripped off the hinges, or?
Looks like there's been no door hung. Like there,
Oh.
it may have never had a door. You know, as a chapel in this type of community, it may have just been left open. Because you would assume in a community this tall, it's probably more of a non-denominational
Oh,
place.
snap.
Yeah, not bad. Do try to remember to roll it in the tower. You're good. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm Trindon. You guys got the same roll. Henris, you got the same one. But both of you guys would notice this. Yeah, you're guessing with this type of weather being this close to the ocean, you know, that's going to make things degrade quicker. This is a tropical climate. It's humid, stuff of that nature. It could be anywhere from probably a minimum of 6 to 8 weeks, though. You're going to guess that this hasn't been tended to.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
So the moment we left port is the moment the place seems to have been abandoned.
At least as far as this building, yeah, because you've been, which you could surmise anything else because it's the only place you investigated so far. But yeah,
with the craftsmanship quality of everything else, it's really hard to tell.
And it is because everything is well and sturdily built, but obviously rough around the edges, so it can be kind of hard. But I mean, I'll say you don't see any of the thatching on the roofs hasn't started to decay or anything like that, so it hasn't been an extremely long time. But yeah, it's been a minute. So, but again, you see this is what's your guys' plan here? Are you going into the chapel or?
Yeah, we'll go into the chapel. Hopefully any sort of holy findings or protection is still in place. So whatever's in there, hopefully, is still safe.
As soon as you guys walk in, the floorboards kind of creak a little. And again, that's dusty and you don't see any tracks in the dust or anything like that. But as you enter, you can see the interior of this building seems to suggest a modest place of worship. Not quite a temple, but more than a shrine. There's a table near the center of the west wall that appears to serve as an altar. It's draped in a white but dusty cloth. Behind the table, there's a large wood carving of a humanoid figure with a stag's head that's leaning against the wall. There's 2 rows of benches that are facing the altar, although some of them have been knocked over, and there are 2 piles of ash that are visible in the aisle between them. Scattered throughout the room are assorted objects related to public worship, a chalice, a ceremonial rod. Probably the thing of most interest is hanging on the very back wall. There's an ornately carved longbow. It's near the altar as if it's on display. Against the north wall is a smaller shrine, and nearby is a wooden statue about 3 feet tall that seems to show some sort of half-human, half-avian creature, and one of the carved wings has broken off from the statue. But all of that does pale into comparison as the moment you all enter this chapel, there is just a foul odor emanating from someone here, just horrific. Everyone to actually roll me a fortitude save as you guys walk in.
Through the dice tower, or
you can just roll in the open. Yeah, mostly the tower is just going to be for like secret knowledge checks where you have a chance to fail and you don't want to know if you fail. I look for traps. Oh, I rolled a 1. I'm going to assume there's a trap. Just kind of stop that kind of meta stuff. So saves of this kind though, totally in the open are fine.
All right, let me go to my fortitude.
Yep. And as well as from your actions tab, all of your stuff is also at the top of your actions tab too, so you don't need to constantly navigate between like that and main if you want as well. It'll be right up there near the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
but
pretty good.
You all did pretty good, except for poor Inyo. Inyo, this is just too much for you to handle. You are going to be sickened 1. So your stomach just churns, and this just foul stench is just permeating this entire building. It's awful, and it is very, very nasty. And actually, anybody who is trained in it can also roll me a medicine check.
I am trained in medicine.
Then please do. And this you can just roll in the open.
Okay, medicine. Go.
Please excuse me for a moment as she steps back to the front.
All right.
This is clearly the smell of a decaying flesh, a decaying body, decaying organic material of some kind. This is the smell of death.
27 on my medicine roll.
Yeah, no, this is the smell of death. This is the smell of
Yeah.
something decaying. This is bad.
Something died here. Something or someone. It's in an It smells like an advanced state of decay. So.
Yeah, and you would assume
On
whatever's
guard.
causing the stench is here somewhere, because it would not just be lingering after all this time.
Yeah. Be on guard, people.
Enyo goes through her stuff and gets like a rag to just hold up to her face as like a sort of filter. Doesn't help though as much, but
Not a
she'll
lot.
she'll just brave on through and follow behind everyone.
Let me help you with that. And I believe, I don't know if it's like actually in my inventory proper, but I'm pretty sure as someone who's like a practicing herbalist, I might have some like maybe like a few like small herbs in like a pouch or something.
I think that would be fair. I like that. That's fun. So what I'll go ahead and let that do is I'll let that give Inyo a another check on your fortitude save, and I'll give you a +1 bonus to that. So go ahead and put a +1 in the modifier box for you before you roll that, Inyo. What were you going to say?
Oh, I said I was going to press, cut off a small chunk of soap and press some herbs on it, and then just kind of rub it on the rag.
Okay, love that.
Here's that roll.
Oh, look at that. Wonderful.
Hey.
So, you managed to, this really helps, you're able to kind of really, you just Vicks, you put like Vicks on the inside of a mask.
A little mint, a little lavender, a little clove. Here, this will keep the miasma away.
Yeah, I like that. That was very good.
Thank you, Henris. As I think Enyo will try to like tie it just like around her face, just so it stays there, and she'll have both her hands free.
And further protection as payment.
And Henris, for that, I'm going to give you a hero point. Good job. I like that.
Very nice.
That was good. I liked that. But yeah, so you come in though, you smell this, you see there's an altar at the back of the room. There's this bow behind the altar. There's a couple rows of pews, some of them knocked over. There's these small piles of ash, like the size of like a small plate. I can't think of a better descriptor than that. But there's two small piles of ash, and then this foul smell coming from somewhere in here, as well as any of you who are Anduran natives. This the half human, half avian creature. That's Talmendor. That's like the patron of Anduran.
That's the
like
mascot.
That's their dude.
Sam.
Yeah. But then the other one, that one, I would say it's common enough. You would all probably recognize this one as well. The antler-headed gentleman. That one is the symbol of our Erastil, however you say it. But that one is that one. That's what you recognize here, along with some other kind of non-denominational ones. But are you guys going further in? What are you guys doing?
Enyo will look over at the knocked over seating area and try to read it as best she can of whether it was a sort of like people just desperately moving them, or if it was like a wave attack, or if there's also any splash marks around.
There's no signs of battle or anything like that. It looks like these may have been knocked over in a struggle or something. You can't really tell, but like they aren't like shattered or burned or anything. These ash piles don't seem to have anything to do with those. They just look like they got knocked over at one point or another.
I'm going to inspect, try to find the source of the stench.
I'm gonna go through
Sure.
this.
And
if possible.
And then Trendon, what were you saying you wanted to do?
Yeah, while they're doing that, Trendon's gonna move over to the ash piles and see if maybe this is from magical causes, or kind of trying to find the source of what this ash was.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, we'll go in descending order here. So but Inyo, you take a look at the pews. doesn't seem to be. I mean, you're guessing it was something. I mean, maybe some sort of struggle or people in a mad rush or something, because it's just, but no signs of battle or scarring or, magical attack or anything of that nature. Henris and Robert going down in deeper in. The deeper you walk into this building, the stronger it gets. It's coming from somewhere near the far end of it, somewhere at the back end of the building here. As you go in, it just gets stronger and stronger. And Trindon, as you're approaching these, you can see there's it doesn't immediately jump out at you as magic or anything like that. You detect magic. There's no there's no there's no pings on it, but you can tell there appears to be a leather, like the cover of a book is in one of these piles, and that kind of maybe makes you surmise, these piles seem about the size for a book. And looking at the cover of this book, you can see it's the Parables of Erastil, which is the common the text of worship for Erastil worshippers.
Okay. So Trendon will look up at everybody kind of walking around, and he'll say, "It looks like this book was the common I forgot what you said of Erastil." He'll just let everybody know.
Yeah, the Parables of Erastil.
Parables of Erastil. And it looks like these books were burnt. That's pretty odd because we're in their church.
How much of the book is salvaged?
It's just the cover is all that's left. Yeah, sorry.
So, yeah, you're good.
As
For
I'm
both
walking,
ash piles?
Yeah, as I'm walking,
Apologies.
I kind of call. It's clear they were desecrating the religious icons.
Well, that's odd.
So in you're kind of in the area as well, and you can peek at the other ash pile, and that one you don't find any covers or anything, but you find a few little fragments of another burnt book, but there's a few unburned page documents. Roll me a you can either roll me a does history exist in this game? I always forget. I don't think it does it? No, so it's society. You can roll me a you can roll me a society. Yep. A society. And then are you an Andoran native as well? Andoran native, Jesus, as well, and yeah.
I actually haven't chosen.
Okay, well, so just roll it straight for now then. Just give me a straight society check.
Society, got it. Oh, I thought that was supposed to roll it, dang it.
If you double click it, it'll do it. But if you're dragging it, you have to drag it in the chat box.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah, and you're still sickened. I'll take that off of you. But this a 10, actually a 10 would do it, because this is a fairly relatively common piece of literature. It's very hard to make out. Maybe you've only seen it in passing, but this is actually a copy of the text known as On Government. It's a political treatise written in a poetic style, and it played a part actually in the Andorans people's revolt and sparked another revolution in Galt. So it's kind of like the I don't know. I don't want to say like it's like the Declaration of Independence. It'd be like walking in and finding like a copy of the Declaration of Independence. Like, yeah, you would have. Yeah, like Robert would have read that book at some point, probably.
I was going to say it'd be more like whatever the
like
book was.
Common
like
Sense. Yeah, Common Sense. I was blanking on the name of it. That's what I was thinking too, but I couldn't think of the name of it. Yeah, Common Sense though. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. It's but if this was like 30 years after it had been written.
Yeah.
So so it's not odd that this would be here, but it is odd that it's burned along with this copy of Erastil's Bible. So like both of those things along with everything else are weird.
Now, why in the nine hells would they have done this?
Maybe it wouldn't have been them? Obviously, it could still be something else.
But wouldn't there be like a struggle? This isn't just this isn't just a novel. This is our heritage. This is the origin of our people. Why would they burn like? They would have at least put up a struggle, but there's no struggle to be had.
Maybe they were
It feels very wrong.
mind controlled?
No.
Possessed, maybe.
Enyo will head over to one of the seating areas and will gently place the book down, and she'll call out, "Some pages seem to still be here, though I fear if I'm the one who opens it, it might dissolve to ash completely."
It's not even, there's like fragments of pages. Like you have like
Right.
2 like corners and like a third of a bottom of a page. Like that's all that survived in that little one. There's not much to
Okay.
grab that you haven't already.
I guess at this point, Enyo will just move out just the one bottom page that could be salvaged and try to look at it, or if it's just a page.
It's just the book. It's just, it's a short, idiom on, I don't know, taking down a fascist government, something of that nature. But it's just, it doesn't appear to be anything more than it is. But while you're exploring those, I know Henris and Robert, you guys both traveling further deeper into the chapel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we're trying to look
So
for
let's see here.
the stench, the source.
Looking at your guys' perceptions, I'm just going to Henris, who's a bit higher. Henris, you notice on the floor, a little, maybe a foot and a half in front of the chapel, there's a dark brown stain in the wood. Pretty big. It's about the size of, it's about a 2 foot wide circumference. It's fairly large.
It's like blood stain. Something. So there must have been some struggle. Someone either died or bled here.
I'm gonna explicitly like soldier ahead to look for the body.
Sure. So you're walking further ahead. You're getting up near. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as you're walking further in. Yeah, you see there's this altar. It looks like it has some sort of like sliding drawer on the backside of it. Like it slides to the side, and you can see it's partially cracked, and you can see small speckles of this same dried brown substance near there.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it up then. I'm gonna or move it or whatever.
It slides, yeah.
What's in the altar, man? What's in the altar?
Yeah, it's Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Yeah, you do that though, and arm flops out, and this arm is white and mushy and very decayed. And the stench immediately gets worse, and you can see what appears to be a body crumpled up in there. But the moment you open that and that happens, the whole building, all of you feel like an electric current run through you, like the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and there's this crisp smell of ozone, and things start shaking around the room very quickly. The chalice starts rattling back and forth. The pews start jumping a little. I need you guys to go ahead and roll me initiative as this starts to happen.
Did you touch?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Ready yourselves.
Make way. Yeah, and so this I don't have a map for, so we're just kind of keep it in order here. I'll just kind of go through. Was that everybody's initiative? Wonderful, thank you guys. And there we go. So, all right, wonderful. Oh, and sorry, let me get that. I keep forgetting to take that second off of you, and let me get that off of you. There we go. And then so yours would have been 1 better. There we go. Well, it doesn't make a difference in the order. So, Henris, you would go first. So far, nothing has shown itself or anything of that nature, but this is all just happening. Like there's just like everything is shaking, rattling, and there's this smell of ozone that's not really overpowering the smell of the body, but it's competing with it.
Oh no. I think now is the time to leave, folks. I believe sermons are over. We must leave the chapel immediately. So I'm going to make my way back to the outside of the temple, of the chapel as fast as I can.
Yeah, that's fine. You can, it takes you. It's not an incredibly large place. You could probably get out there in one action, so you can get to the outside.
Book it. Let's get out of here, guys.
All right. Is that all you want to do with your turn for the time being?
For
Just
the
get out?
time now, yes.
Okay. Wonderful.
Skedaddle.
Well, Robert, it'd be you. You are the furthest in, but still within an action of getting out of here. If that is what you choose to do, just trying to give you an idea since we're not on a map, but you do what you would like to do. It is your turn.
Yeah, I would like to. I will use 2 actions to move out and get in front of like everyone, I guess, and then I will raise my shield. So that's all my
Okay.
3 actions.
Wonderful. Love it. So, as that's happening, there's all of a sudden coming kind of out of nowhere, and this seems to fly at. This is going to fly at Inyo. There's one of these like a cup just comes flying through the air at you, Inyo, and I don't think a 17 hits, does it?
And ducks as the cup just continues to fly on.
Yeah. So it just smacks next to you, and then another one comes flying out. This time at Trindon. This one is like it's the ceremonial rod comes flying out at Trindon. Ooh, natty 18, 24. I think I just crit you. Jesus.
Yeah, my AC is 14.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, here we go. It's 2d6, so it's nothing insane. So okay, 4 points of damage. Nothing bonkers. No, not awful. So this cup smacks Trindon, or this rod smacks Trindon in the side of the head, and then it seems to dissipate for a moment. Inyo, it is your turn.
And Trendon's gonna be like, "What the fuck was that?"
Enyo will look over to Enyo will move out as soon as Trindon begins to make their own way to the front. So
okay, so you just want to delay?
Yes.
You can just delay until after their turn. They go right after you.
Yeah, delay.
Okay. So you delay. Trindon, it would be your turn. I assume you're making your way out of the building.
Yep, he is getting the hell out of there.
All right, Trindon makes it out, and you take your turn. Then you make it out. A couple beats pass. We don't really have to be in initiative at this point. I just kind of want to narrate what you guys see. A couple beats pass as you all get out there. Robert with your shield raised, and probably near the front too. Trindon just trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And as you all are out there, all of a sudden this creature seems to materialize in the center of the chapel, and it looks like this. And I'll share an image with you guys real quick. NPC portraits. Name. Okay. It looks like this. And you see it materialize and like and it just launches forwards towards the front out to the door where you guys are, and the moment that it like goes to clear the boundary of the church outside of that doorway, it just like into mist and just seems to kind of fade back into the chapel.
Ooh.
Oh, the church is haunted. That's great.
Oh, good.
I sure hope the rest of the buildings aren't like that.
That's it. It's just a ghost adventure, actually. Just every building is haunted. Didn't have any of you prepare ghost relevant characters.
I think it's safe to say, people, that there be something strange in this neighborhood.
Busted makes me feel good. But yeah, you guys have that encounter. And I imagine you're all probably a little shaken. I mean, ghosts are real in this world. That's something to thinking about, Ghosts are real and a common occurrence. It's always an argument I've had with GMs I've played with in the past, where it's like werewolves. I'm like, I feel like people would know about silver affecting werewolves. Other things, sure, but like werewolves, I feel like that's like knowing, like putting out like I don't know, like certain like stuff to like get rid of ants. It's just part of your daily life, and I feel like ghosts are just kind of in your life in a fantasy world. So
bigger around a black bear, you silver on a werewolf.
Yeah.
Come on, it's basic survival.
Exactly. If you were in the Eagle Knights, junior scouts division, about it.
a mandrake it be.
Enyo will basically turn to everyone and make sure, You all right? Are you all right? Everyone's okay here?
My head hurts,
Trend.
but I'm
Yeah.
okay.
I said Trinden's probably got a nice goose egg going at this point.
Yeah.
From where the
Um,
scepter hit him in the back of the
Gave
head.
you a little bit of a shellac in there, buddy.
I'm breathing
And-
Yeah, I wasn't
heavily,
expecting that.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Enyo will, once making sure everyone's okay, we'll just head over to like a nearby step and just sit down and rub her temple, shaking her head.
Well, tell me specifically where you go if you're going to like a step. Do you just go into this next closest house here? This one right here on the map?
Well,
Right.
no, I imagine like we're outside of the chapel, and
Yeah, you are.
it just like right outside of just sits
Okay.
right next to everyone outside, since
Okay.
the ghost can't get out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be the case at least. So.
It seems to be bound by the location, so.
Yeah.
And actually,
she appears a bit winded.
Yeah, understood. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but anybody who is trained in religion can also roll me a religion check here to maybe try to surmise what this creature was.
Let me just bring up. Okay, so that would be religion. There we go. There you go.
Sure. Henris, you're pretty sure this was a poltergeist in the sense that they're bound to the area. They have some sort of unfinished business. Generally, it's something to do with the manner of how they died, and they're normally violent spirits. And this thing kind of checked all of those boxes, as well as you think most poltergeists, it's probably well outside your guys' wheelhouse to deal with right now. There are two fairly accomplished priests on the boat, one of Erastil and one of Abadar, the same as your faith. So it may be something that you may want to try to get back up on at some point. This seems like it may be too much for you guys to handle right now.
And I'll relay this information to everyone. I'll say, so I was a poltergeist. Nasty. They're very nasty, very mean-tempered spirits, way above our pay grade right now. We'll have to wait until my elder and the assuming is going to be the replacement priest of Erastil will have to exorcise the spirit from that place and consecrate the grounds once again.
Well, that explains the flying cup.
Yeah.
And the rod that smacked our good friend Brendan right in the dome.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to. I'd like to check out a couple more places quickly. Just, and I kind of point that out. I kind of point it out. We don't know if it's just one or if there's many.
Yes,
I agree. We can probably go at the rally point.
Yeah, let's hope.
Well, you were specifically tasked with making sure this place was inhabitable for the new colonists. Okay. So you're thinking you're going to need to, block by house, check this place.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have 2 days before you're set to meet, so you have some time. There's no particular rush here.
Okay, great. I recommend, let's just check that big house.
Let's check all the big places first, and then we'll go on the little ones later.
Okay.
Enyo gets up and stretches, and like if everyone's in agreement, then she's ready to go.
Let's make sure this town isn't a literal ghost town.
You guys go first this time. I'm staying back.
Will do.
Yeah.
So as you guys approach, you can see there's this wooden framed mud brick building. It's currently the only 2-story building in town, as well as what appears to be the largest structure. It has the appearance of a rural courthouse or city hall rather than that of a residence. The front seems to feature a small porch supported by rough log pillars with double wooden doors facing to the west. There's numerous window frames with shutters. Some of them are open. They are wrapped around the building on both floors. The roof is not thatched, but instead is shingled. like wooden shingles. The construction suggests that this building was intended to be a source of community pride, although it still has a rough, unfinished appearance due to a lack of paint and coarse materials. There's a few small shrubs. There's a few small shrubs that have been planted around it. And yeah, you're gonna just based on Andorran architecture and stuff like that. Yeah, this is probably meant to be the seat, if not the lawmaking house, the government house.
Yeah. So I guess this is the where the laws happen, where my god does his work. Well, I suppose I'll go in first. And I will raise my holy symbol to show that I am a member. I'm a person of law and order.
Dun, dun. But yeah, so as you enter through, yeah, it's Mirska Architates here, but yeah, so I assume Henris may be going first, but I assume you're all are kind of going. I'm assuming rough marching order at this point is probably Henris, Enyo, Robert, and Trindon. Kind of in any symbol of that, with Trindon kind of more towards the rear.
Yeah.
But as you enter, there's
always have the wizard in the rear.
That's what they say. Although the main doors through the main doors is a foyer opening to a large chamber that seems to occupy most of this bottom floor. The room is open to the second floor, and there's 2 flights of stairs that seem to lead up to a gallery that overlooks this place, supported by columns on the main level. At the rear of the chamber, against the east wall, is a raised desk, like a podium, and there's tables and chairs that have been arrayed in front of it like a courtroom. The gallery above appears to have simple wooden chairs that you can see that look like, it's like an old timey, like Victorian courthouse, where they've got all the people up at the top looking down. This is what this is like. And you can see a few offices and things of that nature around here as well. But other than that, that's nothing in here appears to be out of shape out of place in the same way that the chapel was. All these chairs are where they should be. I mean, there's dust on everything. Not as much because there's only these doors were closed, as well as most of these windows were shuttered. They don't have any glass panes, but there are wooden shutters over them, and most of them are closed. So this place is not quite as filthy as the chapel was, but it still looks like it has not seen any use in a long time. But there are a couple offices. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I was just prepared to ask, what about stench?
This place does not seem to smell. There's a kind of a not foul, but there's kind of a stale smell in the air. Like walking into, it's like walking into, an attic or like a shed or a house that's been abandoned for a little while. But there's no smell like you smelled in the chapel. Nothing of that nature.
Dust and mildew.
Yep, just the regular smells.
Pungent stench of mildew emanates from the walls.
I actually want to. I would like to look for papers or documents or anything that would indicate what was happening when whatever whenever all this stopped.
Sure. So to expedite this, and this is part of why I've never taken my grand undertaking of building this place in a 1-1 is because I'm just imagining we would spend a session just clearing this building.
House,
I know exactly. It's something I've always wanted to do, but just whatever. But anyways, everybody just roll me. Yeah, exactly. No, literally. But everybody just roll me a perception check. You can roll them in the open, and this will be the sum accumulation of all of you guys looking around together as you just kind of go through this place.
Okay.
And I'll assume, Trindon, that you're doing detect magic while you're doing it, things of that nature. Yep. Just unless you're doing otherwise, let me know. But yeah, so
no, I didn't roll very well. So.
It's okay. It's okay. Luckily for you guys, Enyo did. Yeah. it's a double digit. I will say that for it. It's 2 numbers.
Numbers is good, right, guys?
So as you guys are looking around, Enyo and Robert, you guys find a couple things of note. So I'm going to start with the lower roll with Robert. You find inside of a desk, there's a wooden coffer that's locked, but I mean, it's like, those like diaries or those like, they sell you as a kid that are like, like the little tiny little metal lock that's just like one sneeze away from coming off. So you're able to just kind of, I imagine, just kind of like
twist
dink,
it off.
Yeah,
give
like,
it a
do
little-
I need to
yeah,
roll for
exactly.
force open? I have 18 strength.
No,
yeah.
no, exactly. No, exactly. You literally just like rip it off. You got you have the same strength as I believe a buffalo in this game. So you're able to pull it off, no problem.
For you.
Yeah, exactly. But you're able to pull that off. And inside, you find a logbook. And it seems to record various types of events, such as the journey across the journey to Ancorado. That's the name of the island that you guys are on. Daily work details for construction, farming, a master tool inventory, records of weather, and so on and so on. A lot of it's just very pedestrian in nature. But you think, hey, this is probably any information is information at this point. But the most recent date you find all of these dates back to approximately 6 weeks ago. And then and like that is the most recent, but like before that, they're very sporadic. For like the 2 weeks leading up to that point, they're very sporadic and they're just kind of not like they were. But for the, so roughly the 4 months before you guys arrived here, before this time date in the logbook, they're daily. There's 10 a day. It's almost, it's very routine. Then all of a sudden, at like the 8-week mark, they start being more and more sporadic. And then at the 6-week mark, that's it. That's the last one.
I want to, and real quick, I want to like kind of page through and look for Henris, like any mention of Henris' wife, like where she was working or whatever.
Yeah. What's your wife's name, Henris?
My wife's name is Ella.
Okay. Yeah, and something to keep in mind too is you guys were on that 6-week journey together, so we can assume you all, know each other some fair amount. You would know a little bit about each other. Yeah, assuming it's something you want to be shared with the rest of the group, we can assume that there's some familiarity already here.
I'm one of those people that likes to talk, like boast about their spouse all the time.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm a newlywed, so I'm like excited about that, but. So I'm like, as excited as Henris can visibly be around people.
Yeah, understood. So yeah, so you would know what you're looking for then, Rivera, but you don't find any mention of her. In fact, the names themselves are few and far between. The only name you repeatedly see throughout the book is Arkley. And you would actually know that Arkley is the last name of who should be the acting governor. Raymond Arkley. He was the guy who was essentially in charge until Ramona got here. And you would assume he was the one taking these notes and keeping these logbooks. It's Arklay, but you're good. Yeah, but that appears to be who was taking these. And other than that, things are more general. It's just kind of, like, logging crew brought in this much lumber, crop yields from farmers are this. Nobody's really detailed by name. But I will now move Inyo. As you're looking around as well, you actually find another one of these logbooks. It's very similar. This one seems to just contain like future plans for the colony. They want to extend the dock out because at this point the dock, it can't dock with it can't dock with like ships, like the where it's at in the bay is too shallow for actual ships to dock. That's why they couldn't bring the Peregrine in. That's why you guys had to take the ship's boat. But the plan is eventually to, take depth measurements and figure out where they could build the dock out to where real ships can dock with it. But it's mostly things of that nature, finishing up the palisade walls, plans to expand fields, things of that nature, looking for sources of minerals and lumber, because that's the whole goal here. The whole goal here is to make this a self-sustaining and then profitable colony. That's part of it. I'm not sure, honestly, if I might have missed that now that I'm thinking about it, but that's part of your guys' deal is you've been promised, once the colony is making a profit, you all, as, these first couple waves of colonists are entitled to a small percentage of those profits along with a parcel of land on the island. So that's, that's kind of the base bones of that. And nobody expects that to come for a number of years, but, that is obviously the end goal. So that's what this book seems to contain. Go ahead.
What self-respecting follower of Abadar is going to refuse such a deal?
right?
Get real estate and our own business. Sign me the hell up.
All right, passive income. You kidding me?
Passive income.
Passive
Serene
beachfront
worshiper.
income?
Yes. Yes.
All I gotta
Serene-
do is invest in these NFTs.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Avatar
no.
followers hate this one weird trick. But no, but as you're going through this though, you see there are 3 pages that have been like cut out with a razor.
Oh, is it like the most recent documents or
Correct.
most
It
recent
appears to
entries?
be the most recent
Oh.
entries. Yeah. If you and we're just kind of, this is all happening in kind of a nebula. You guys are all searching together, comparing things here. You and Robert would be able to kind of compare. The dates seem to match up, although yours stop about a week before the logbook he found was. But yeah, these pages don't look like they were ripped out. They were removed carefully with a razor or something of that nature, as well as Trendon. With your detect magic, you're actually getting a very faint aura coming off of this book.
Ooh.
I'm not great at remembering what the schools of auras are. It's whatever the one that you think can leave like an arcane sigil.
Okay.
Would be conjuration.
Yeah,
I
was
think
gonna say
is it conjuration? Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
It's for some reason the like schools of magic are just always in one ear out the other. I can never remember how the
Honestly-
hell you escape from a grab and what the schools of magic are.
If it makes you feel any
Yeah.
better, they're going out with those in the.
Yeah, it's true.
So I've heard. Yeah.
Just
But
fine.
yeah, I don't really have an issue with it. It is whatever. But and I'm just gonna say here because this is one of those things that doesn't exactly translate from 1E to 2E. You're able to detect this, and with you detecting it, it's like it's kind of like invisible ink. There's a very faint outline that appears kind of on the back cover of this book that Inyo found. That just has 2 words written on it, and it says plum tree.
Okay. Trendon will kind of he gets that aura from his detect magic, and he'll go over to Inyo and he'll be like, "Hey, can I take a look at that book real quick?"
Yes, certainly, as she'll hand the book over to you.
Okay. He'll grab it and then he'll kind of like toss it around in his hands a bit. And then he sees those 2 words on the back, plum tree, and he says it out loud like he's like plum tree, and he doesn't really know exactly what that means, but he says it out loud so everybody knows.
I
What
would
do you
like
think that
to,
means?
because there's multiple there's like multiple stories in this building, right?
This is the cumulative of you guys searching the whole thing. This is what I'm saying. Like this is you guys
Yes,
going up and
yes.
top. Yeah.
I'm just saying like I would like to like go to the second
Yeah, you
story
wanna, like,
and
look out the
look out
window
for a plum tree.
or something.
Yeah,
Sure.
look
No
out the
problem.
windows for a plum tree.
Yeah, sure. So you can head upstairs and do that. And yep, there you go. Thank you. You don't see one. It's hard to tell. Like you're on a bit of an elevation. I mean, you're the tallest thing around besides the trees. But from where you're at here, there's nothing that's sticking out at you as a plum tree. A lot of these trees are more kind of tropical looking. So you think a plum tree would probably stick out a bit more. Yeah, I don't honestly know what it's like. It just looks like a tree. I'm imagining it's just a regular ass tree for all I know. But
I mean, there's
it's
certain kind of plum trees that have like purplish red leaves.
well, this isn't one of those.
Oh, nuts.
Not to my knowledge, but yeah, you don't see anything from where up there. But what I will say is because I rolled very poorly, Robert, as you're going up to the top and you're kind of looking out this window, is anybody going with him, or is he going up there by himself?
I'll go with.
Sure. So Henris and Robert, while you guys are going up top, there's like these rafter beams. And from one of these rafter beams, I think Robert maybe sees this first and is able to point it out. I don't know if he does through maybe just shock of seeing something that I don't know if he has ever seen anything like this before. There appears to be a small thing perched on top of one of these beams, looking at you with a bright red eye and sort of bat-like wings, and I'm going to show it to you guys, and you guys as players are going to recognize this for something.
Eyes up.
But it looks like this.
Oh,
Whoa.
hello.
And it
Well
sees
then.
you.
What manner
You
of
see
creature are
it.
you?
And its little wings immediately start like zzz. It's like top half starts spinning like a top, and it starts
A little toy.
flying up into the air.
Well, that was weird.
I've never seen one of those before.
Uh, some child's toy? I don't know what that was.
I'd like to get my weapons out and get in front of Henris.
But we should ask Trindon about this. See if he knows anything. He seems.
And you
smart
guys would
guy.
all see this at some point, but basically, I mean, I'm not going to trend things into initiative here, but I don't know what you guys want to do with this thing. I'm just going to keep it basically as it was the last time, just to keep things simple. I'm going to ask you what you're all doing. You would all be able to see this. It would get pointed out, and it starts flying, and it starts seeming like it's making its way towards one of the windows. So I'm just going to start with Henris here. I'm just going in order of who I have on my top of my list here. What are you doing? Anything? Are you
I'm
choosing to do
gonna see
anything? Or
I'm going to see if I can try to like shoot one of. If it's not too small of a target, I'm going to see if I can try to like shoot off one of its wings, maybe.
you could try. I mean, you could take a shot at it. It would just be, just go ahead and roll. Just roll it to hit with your bow, and I'll let you know if it hits or not, or your
All
crossbow.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, that just even. I'm not sure what your modifier is, but that's not going to do it. So it's just, it just
It's like a
bolt goes wide.
Yeah, hold on. Let me check my modifier on that really quick. Nada.
I can't imagine level 1 cleric. It could be too high at this level. So yeah,
I have a
it just-
+3 on simple weapons, but
got it. Yeah, so the bolt just goes wide, and this thing seems to continue doing what it's doing. And I'm just kind of keep it fast and loose here with actions. Trindon, it's going to be you. You see this thing. It's about 20 feet above you because you're still on the ground floor. What, are you going to try to do anything? You see it, and it's just flying, which is in of itself not insane, but because lots of things can fly. You're a wizard. You've seen people fly, but you've never seen anything fly quite like this.
He's gonna try and rack his brain and see if he remembers anything like this in his studies of like Azlanti lore or just general.
Yeah, roll me an Azlanti lore check.
Okay. 1 second. Do you want it private or
this one private, please? Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't recognize it specifically, but it is, Azlanti were famed kind of they were famed for their technological advances. So like this thing, and clockworks do sort of exist in this world. They're kind of in their infancy. So maybe you've heard a little bit about like clockworks, and you're thinking this is like something you may have heard about or read about, or you saw it at the equivalent of the All Miss World's Fair. But this thing is leagues ahead of anything you've ever heard of, and the fact that it's functioning it seems almost more fantastical if you think it is something to do with Azlanti, 10,000 years old at this point. But it's just you aren't positive, but you think it's something that's very, very advanced.
Okay. Trendon will kind of study it because it's above him for a second, and then he'll be like, I think this is like lost Atlanti technology, or Azlanti, not Atlanti. Try and capture it. We need to capture this to study it.
well,
Sure.
indeed, yeah.
And it'll be you then. You're on the ground floor with Trendon.
Okay.
The thing is about 20 feet above you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have something else you wanted to do?
No. I was just trying to see if I had any spells or anything.
Okay, no problem. I'm just kind of keeping it loose here, so you'll get another turn to do something if you like. So
yeah, that's fine.
Take a look at what you got. But yeah, anything you can do.
You said it was 20 feet high up?
It's because you're on the ground floor with Trendon, and it's on like the top. It was like in the rafters of the ceiling in this like area that like is open air that kind of looks down from the gallery above.
At least being able to move over to get closer in some way. She'll actually look for something throwable but not lethally damaging.
Sure, I'll say there's like there's like a book. Let's say you're still standing near the desk where you found the logbook. You could grab like a book of some kind, and you could try to chuck that if you want.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
logbook
what
though,
she'll
that'll kill
do.
it.
Yeah, it's a very yeah it's Andorran law for dummies. It's very light, but it's
Oh, that's
but
foreboding in of itself.
yeah, who was running this Dog and Pony show? But yeah, so roll me a you're a fighter, right? So we'll just count it as just roll me an attack roll for me. Just give me a regular old. What's your dex? You got a dex of so yeah. God, I don't know. Let's give you a ranged attack real quick. No, I'm not gonna worry about it. Just roll me a 20. Roll me a 20, and we'll worry about it if we need to. Roll me a d20. Yeah, just roll me a d20. Just roll me a d20, and we'll see what you roll, and we'll go from there. It's my favorite way of resolving these things that I'm not sure how to. Yep,
Well,
I
that's
feel confident that misses. So yeah, so yeah, this book just goes wide. Well, this thing like it's actually probably on target, but this thing like impossibly quick, like drops like 8 inches, and then goes right back up after the book goes past it. This thing is fast.
Yeah, I like to imagine that with her brute strength, it just goes right stuck in the attic.
yeah, it's fucking ninja stars into the thatched into the tiles. Somebody's gonna have to fix that before it rains again.
Well, that's going to be fun to explain to the governor.
Trendon will look over at Enyo and he'll be like, "Easy, we don't want to destroy this thing."
Sorry. Is there any way that Enyo could try to do that again? This time?
I'll let you try it again. I'm just kind of basically limited everybody to kind of one action here. So we'll go to Robert, and then we'll circle back around to you guys. So Robert, it would be you. You're on the same level as it, but it's probably about 10, 15 feet away from you.
Well, with one action, that's a problem, because I would like to drop my shield and then try and grapple it. That would be 2.
Well, I mean that you could try. I mean that's fine. Like whatever. I'm not limited it to just one action.
Okay.
The thing though is like 15 feet. Oh, like in the open air. Like imagine you're on the edge of this like gallery viewing down.
Yeah.
It's like across the beams on the rafters in front of you. So it's outside of your reach.
Okay. Do I want to risk a high jump?
You could try to jump.
Yeah, I want to risk a jump and then try and grapple it.
Yeah, not to meta it too hard, but you know the worst you're gonna do is take like 5 points of damage.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Sure. Give me a. Well, let's start it off with an athletics check to make the jump. See how well you do on the jump. Ooh, pretty good. So I'll say you're able to jump pretty well. And then let's see, this would be a, what do you do to try to grab? What is it, against their fortitude DC, I believe? This is what I was talking about. It always throws me off because I feel like it should be fortitude. Let's see, grab PF2E. This is the one I could never remember what it does. Grab creature abilities. Grab creature. I don't care what you have to do to escape. Oh, this is what a monster can do. What about when a person can do it? You know what? Give me just give me another athletics check here. Give me one more athletics check. You make the jump. You did well enough. You aren't going to hurt yourself on the way back down. This is to see if you can manage to grab it. Yeah, you do. That was to let you know that was a 19 on the die.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give yourself a hero point there, Robert, for your quick actions. And this thing is grabbed. It is not particularly big. It's only about the size of like a tennis ball. It's not big at all. And you're able to grab it. And it's like wings are like beating against your fingers. And it's heavy and it's hard to hold on to. But I imagine you kind of have it like, both hands clutched against your chest. And you do like crunch, hit the ground. I'm going to say you take 5 points of damage because you're probably trying not to land on the thing. So you hit the ground though with this thing and you have it grabbed and you guys will now be out of initiative, but let's take a quick fiber here and then we'll hop back into it.
Awesome.
All right.
Sounds good.
See you in a bit.
Very fun.
Will do.
All right. This is great. I really did not expect it to go this way. I was expecting like a bunch of like of the monsters that we fought in the water, you know, like it would just be a big fight. It's like, no, this is actually a little...
Yeah, this is cool.
This is, for a reason, my favorite module I've ever read. I truly love it. It has some incredibly unique and fun ideas and themes that I just latched onto the first time I ever gave the first book a read when I was looking for inspiration for a campaign I was setting up. And I was like, oh, no, I just want to run this. This is what I would like to run.
Nice.
I want to run this game. Because I used to primarily be just homebrew. That's all I ever ran, just homebrew campaigns. And I still do have one long running one that I've had with the same group now for, oh, geez, I don't know. I think we're going on 4 years, 5 years. And
Oh wow.
yeah, it's not the same campaign per se, but it's the same world. I'm actually very fortunate. A good buddy of mine have set up, we've basically built this world together where we each have a continent that we've built on the world. And then there's a certain amount of subcontinents and islands and stuff like that. And we kind of play off of each other's ideas and
Yeah, great.
bounce back and forth with them. And it's a lot of fun. We've got this just insanely massive at this point OneNote document that we just both go in and have little brainstorming sessions in from time to time. And so we've played, I don't know, half a dozen campaigns through both of our, because he GMs a game I play in, and he plays in my game that I GM. Yeah, so it's fun. So and it, we both know more about the background than we're supposed to as player characters, but we've both been playing long enough, especially with each other, that we're good about not metaing it. But it's very fun, and still playing that one. But yeah, anything else I run for the most part though has actually been adventure paths, Paizo ones specifically, because they just make incredible adventure paths. I came from 5e where most of them are just hot garbage, and then I was like, oh, these can be good. These can actually be good. I didn't know that. I didn't know people made them competently. And I used to kind of just pick and choose from them, but at this point, because I got this and I have Abomination Vaults are the two I'm running right now. And Abomination Vaults is
nice.
a very good time. It's a lot of fun.
I've heard that one's fun.
It's like an ARPG, and which is why they kind of made the ARPG. Just
kind of. It's just an homage to an old school dungeon crawl, is what it is.
Okay.
But with the caveat that there's a town 20 minutes away from the dungeon that you live in. So you don't have to just camp out in this dungeon and wandering monsters and shit like that. It's nice. It's just like, all right, we're done for the day, let's go back to town. So it's just and you can buy stuff, and it's actually on Kordos, which has Absalom, which is only a few days away from the town. So there's the biggest city in the world is just very nearby, so you can order in runes and stuff like that. Like my group that I'm running through it are just at level 5. So they're just now getting kind of beyond what the town can provide. So that's been fun having them I think they're actually going to make a side quest to Absalom soon to buy some gear that they need for going deeper in. But it's a very fun adventure path. It's great maps too, beautiful artwork, and they do a very good job of making every single thing unique. Like it's each level has kind of a theme to it, and each level is just its whole own beast where they do kind of bleed together and there's a cohesive story. But it's a very good time.
All right, I'm heading back in. Just had to toast a bagel.
Wonderful. What kind of bagel?
A sesame.
All right. I'm believe in
garden
everything.
veggie.
Oh hell yeah! Garden veggie schmear supremacy. It's my favorite. I like an everything bagel myself, but garden veggie is my go-to. I actually
I haven't been able to find many decent everything bagels at my local bargain grocery store. So
yeah, I get that. I actually just had a place open up in town that does that does bagels. It's called Bubby's, and they do like old school style bagels. They're a bit pricey for what it is, but they're goddamn good whenever I get them. But yeah, just all right. Let me get back in front of. Oop. Oh, we lost connection to the cloud. That's weird.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, oh, that was weird.
That was weird.
Coming back in though.
Yeah, they just did a bunch of big updates. They're pushing out a really big rollout of a whole lot of new things. They actually just integrated sound through Sirenscape and a couple other things.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I haven't played around with it yet. I've been meaning to. I just haven't had the chance. That's always been my biggest ask for Fantasy Grounds is, sound integration. Because I used to have some, bots through Discord, which did the job just fine. But then, Discord nuked all those. So
Yeah.
I have a couple that I can run through a Docker container that I can basically add as players to a Discord that work, but they're very finicky. And the guy who originally made it stopped supporting it long ago, and it's just run off of my real held together with bubblegum and duct tape coding, which isn't great. So they work sometimes, and most of the time they're more of a pain than not. So I haven't used them for a while, but yeah, I'm excited to give the Sirenscape integration a try once I get the free time to check it out. But yeah, once everybody's back in, we'll go ahead and continue on.
I'm nearly loaded back in. It's just acquiring the file list.
Okay, no problem. It actually just showed you connected on my side, so you should pop in here in just a moment.
Yep.
Oh, and I did want to ask, is anybody out for next Wednesday or anything? It's the day after the 4th of July, so I don't know if anybody was traveling or anything of that nature.
I'll probably be okay, but
Possibility.
I'm good.
Okay. Well, if you are, just try to let me know in advance as you can as possible. No biggie. I'll be available. But yeah.
Not going nowhere. While we're waiting, in abilities, there's a proficiency tab. What is this again?
I'm sorry. What are you asking about?
In the abilities tab on your character sheet, there is a proficiency.
Oh, yeah. That's essentially where things you get outside of your class. That's where those types of proficiency would be listed. Like if you take like an archetype or something like that, those proficiencies will be listed in there. Just anything, because anything that you get from your class is going to be listed under combat. But yeah, anything that you get that's basically essentially not combat related, that's where those sorts of proficiencies are going to be listed.
Cool. Okay.
Like if I go under like Trindon's, for example, it's got spells, trained in arcane spell attacks, trained in arcane spell DCs, things of that nature. So yeah, anything you get via feats, archetypes, things of that nature would be listed there. But yeah, it's like we have everybody back in. I'll go ahead and if needed, share the map again. But so yeah, picking up right where we left off, Robert has just tackled this strange spherical shaped metal device with a red eye and metallic spider-like legs and little kind of metal bat wings that it seemed to spin in what you guys would recognize as like a helicopter type motion, but your players would probably not. What's going on? You're on the ground floor. I mean, we don't really need to keep it an initiative or anything here. You have this thing secured. It's not particularly large. Again, it's about the size of a tennis ball, and it's not any stronger than you, so you're able to hold on to it no problem. And it's just kind of struggling right now. It's like pushing, it's like using its legs to push against your hands. It's trying to spin up its wings, but you're able to get a handle on it no problem. It's not getting away from you.
Trendon, what the hell is this?
Trendon will run over there, and then he will try and examine this device.
It just takes the tip of your nose off. Yeah, I mean, it's getting up close to it. I'm just going to roll over your check from before because you didn't do poorly on it or anything. It's there's no writing, there's no runes, there's no glyphs, there's not anything of that nature. I'll go ahead and just share the image of it one more time here too. That way you guys can kind of see it. But it's just freaking weird. It is just, it's got this red light emanating from this eye. It's got this little like antenna like thing sticking out of the top. It's just kind of just struggling. And it's like nothing any of you have ever seen before. And after a few moments of struggling, it sort of like retracts its legs and its arms and the little antenna thing inside of its body and just kind of sits. And it's this little golden tennis ball sized ball of metal. And it's just its little eyes just kind of looking around at you, looking around at everything else. But it no longer appears to be struggling. It seems to realize perhaps that this is futile, which seems to belay some manner of intelligence.
Trendon's gonna poke its eye.
It's like as soon as your finger gets within like poking distance, it like a little gold iris like circles closed.
Oh, okay.
Anio will let everyone know that I'm going to go and keep an eye on the windows to ensure possibly nothing else of the same shows up.
There's just a swarm of these things. Just yeah.
Yeah. So Anio's gonna keep an eye and ear out for that.
Safe to say this, this is a scout of some sort. I have two hands on the ball now. Henris, can you grab my shield on the way down? I dropped it.
On it, and I'll go ahead and
write it down the stairs like Legolas does in that weird scene.
I'll just slide on
the two
it.
towers.
I'll just slide on it.
My shield!
Yeah, it's just that very weirdly unnecessary scene in the two towers. Yeah.
Okay, but truth be told, 12-year-old me loved that part.
Oh yeah, I thought it was the sickest shit I ever saw.
Now
Yeah.
looking back, I'm like, why?
Peter Jackson, you got it all right. But what was that? But yeah, so yeah, you come down there, you got it. And I'll just say, it seems like you guys have searched this building thoroughly at this point. There's there's like other books, documents, things of that nature. If you guys want, I can assume you can just gather them all up. They don't weigh particular much. This does seem to be the most important thing, yes. And I will say it doesn't seem particularly strong. If I was to give it on a scale of 1 to 20, it would be a -1. It seems to have ceased its struggling though, and you think you could probably bind it up if you want to bring it with you, or what do you want to do? At this point, it's probably took you a good hour to search this building. It's a pretty big building, confidently to where you think you found everything that can be found. You guys have checked out the chapel. It's still not very late in the day. It's maybe like 10:30 at this point. You guys have still only been here for about an hour and a half.
Brendan's gonna perk up real quick, and he's gonna oh wait, I should have tried this before, and he's gonna cast a message on the little orb and say in Azlanti, "Hello, we're not here to hurt you."
Okay. You do, in its eye, like kind of the little iris, like kind of a little slight amount to where there's just like a pinprick of red coming out. And then it you see it dart around a little bit, like what would be the pupil if it had one. And then it kind of just immediately closes back up.
think it understood what you were saying there.
Definitely seems like it.
Can you speak to it maybe?
Yeah, what should I ask it?
Uh,
Let's just keep the Lord of the Rings going.
I
Speak
don't
friend
think
and
you could
open.
say anything back, but if we do like a blink 1 for yes, blink 2 for no.
Oh, okay. And then he'll turn back to the little orb and say in Azlanti, if you understand me, blink twice. Otherwise, don't blink.
It doesn't blink.
Okay, I don't think it understands me.
Oh,
Or
well,
maybe it's just being difficult.
Did
maybe it's being difficult. I
did
don't
anybody
know.
see a lockbox while searching around? I don't remember seeing one.
No, there wasn't a lockbox. The drawer where Rivera originally found the stuff was just kind of like a locked drawer, but there weren't any lockboxes or anything like that.
Hmm. Is there a safe or something that we could just put this in for later?
Not that you guys came across, but I mean, you would think you could probably like bind this up in like a bit of leather from like a strap or something like that on one of you guys' bags or a belt, and then just kind of shove it down in a bag, and it would probably be relatively safe.
Yeah, I got some
Trendon, you
rope.
want to maybe hold on to this little doodad, little toy here?
Yeah, I'll pick it.
Yeah. So get the rope out of my bag, and I'll bind it up, and then I'll give it to Trindon.
Yep. And then he'll grab it and put it in his bag. But he'll say in it, Azlanti, if you want to talk, just let me know and put it back in there.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to respond again, but it does seem to be inert, if for the sense that it seems like almost just every couple seconds it kind of just like it's just observing its surroundings.
Okay.
But yeah, you're able to tie it up. You all feel pretty confident that it's bound relatively well. You double triple knot it. It's like the size of a softball at this point with the rope wound around it. But yeah, you're able to tuck it down into your bag, Trendon. And it feels like it's pretty safe. Every once in a while, maybe you feel it like kind of like shake around a little, like one of those it's like one of those little like weasel balls they sell at Cracker Barrel. It's like trying to get out. But, it seems to be pretty secure. And you guys feel pretty confident you've searched this building and found anything of note here.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. Should we check the other
That's
buildings?
like something you would see at a World's Fair or something.
Oh, it's way more advanced than that.
Oh, yeah.
The one at the World's Fair could barely fly. This thing, it dodged that book from Inyo.
Yeah, that was honestly kind of creepy. Things like that shouldn't be able to fly like a dragonfly does.
That's
Anyway,
a good
let's move
approximation.
on and on to the next building, I suppose.
So where all would you like to head next? You head out and you can
Let's
see.
check out the one that was actually closest to the entrance.
Oh, on the right of the path.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys were approaching that one, you saw before that one appeared to be a smithy of some sort. But as you guys approach, you can see this L-shaped building appears to be constructed of mud bricks on a wooden frame. The western portion of the structure is enclosed by 4 walls. But this section where you guys are kind of coming up to has a single open window on the south side with a canvas curtain hung across the opening. There's a single entrance wooden door standing slightly ajar. And on the southern end of the eastern face is a 10-foot extension that connects the building on that side. This extension has only a northern wall and is otherwise just a roof. So it's kind of, like a porch almost extending over it, sheltering the space below, which is open to the elements on the outside. Underneath that, though, you see a forge with an exhaust flume directly above it, a work table covered in metal scraps, and a small tub of black water, as well as a partially sheltered anvil. And as you guys are kind of approaching, I need to check something on my end real quick. Give me just a second here. Okay. What was that? All right. Give me just one moment here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, yeah, you guys are just kind of approaching, and everything seems, more or less normal. But let's see here. Let's see if I did this correctly. I'm pretty sure I did. Do I have line of sight turned on? I do. Okay. I'm going to put you guys on a map here. And this is my artistic interpretation of what this building looks like, which was my remembering at the last minute, like, oh shit, I didn't build this map. So here we go. Let me just make sure what I'm looking at looks right. Yes, it does. Oh, I forgot a corner. Hold on. There we go. That does the job. Okay. So I'm going to share a map with you guys. Here we go. Start approaching. All right. Boom, bam, bam. There you go. There's a map, as you can kind of see this building along with what's outside of it, being the flume, not the flume, but the forge and the anvil. But what's probably stands out to you the most is actually you start to hear a chittering, like and I don't know, do any of you speak Goblin?
I do.
Okay. So you understand this in the sense that it's sort of like Goblin. Like you hear some syllables and like vowels and stuff like that that seem like they might belong to Goblin, but it's not really a language. This just seems to be some sort of amalgamation of it. But you see 3 creatures pull themselves out of the house and they look like this.
Oh.
And they start running towards you all. Everybody go ahead and roll me initiative.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Let's go.
Hey, that looks good.
All right, not bad, not bad. So we're gonna start
Nice.
top of the round here. It'll be Henris. What do you want to do?
So I'm going to try to speak Goblin to them, see if they understand it. I will say, greetings, long-eared one. Be no take salvage. Be here, just look. They understand that?
They don't seem to.
Oh no.
They just seem to be still yelling incoherently at you.
Oh dear. It seems that they only have a. It seems to me that they just are like Goblin equivalent of Unga Bunga, it seems. It's not good. Well, he's not really one to fire first unless attacked, so let me see what I can do in terms of spells. I'm going to see if I can just. Oh, I'm just going to bless.
Okay.
I'm just going to bless this place. Bless your hearts. My spell's at. There it is. And do. And yeah.
You'll want to target everybody. So that's control
Yes.
and then click. And then
okay. So control click and then.
Yep. You just control click on each token, and then that'll target them. And then, yep, there you go. Now you're getting it. And then you can do the bless action, which you'll go under your, you'll open up bless, which you'll do that by clicking the little gearbox to the right of it. And then you'll do the little purple guy with the plus sign, and you'll press that button, and that will apply it to everybody.
Okay.
Boom.
There we go.
There we go.
Press. Okay. Do it.
There we go.
There it is. Okay.
All right, wonderful. And then it's going to be one of these creatures' turns. and they are going to they start kind of like gesturing with the spear, like rah, 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 and they're like kind of like waving it in front, like waving it away. And this one is actually going to that's all it does, and it would be Robert's turn.
Wow.
That was this one that did that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and move to them.
And Riz turns off the body cam.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
Oh,
If
God.
you think your character would like hold their turn, you could still do that.
Yeah, you could always delay if you wanted.
Pets them.
Nah. You know what? I'm feeling threatened. I would.
Okay.
I'm feeling threatened. So yeah,
let me just real quick, as you move into that space, they were preparing an action to attack you if you moved to that space. So they're gonna, if you got into range, so they do try to stab at you with their spear as you move into range. And they get a 19 on the die for 5 points of damage as they stab Robert with the spear, but they can only prepare one action, so it is still your turn, Robert. You have 2 actions here.
Yeah, I'm going to. I want to test this out. I want to test out a combat assessment. I want to strike him, and yeah.
Yeah, sure. Please give me. Yep, just control click to target them.
Okay.
There you go. I show you have them targeted. So yeah, go ahead and roll your attack.
Actions, yeah.
Actions, yep, actions, and then you double click your first one there, the +9. I'll help you out. I get rid of the other ones that are there. Mess with that later. Okay, that's a hit. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. It's D8 +4, so you just double click the damage. Yeah. Can you do combat assessment if they're dead? I think you can. I think it's just if a strike hits. Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Okay.
Nice. Natural 20. Keep in mind, you'll want to make those in the tower going forward, but no biggie. You're good. No, you're good. No problem at all. When I'm saying that, don't take it as anything harsh. It takes a while to remember. No biggies. So, yeah, I mean, these things, what do you want to know? I can give you 2 things here. What do you want to know about these things? I can give you something. I can give you some flavor stuff. I can give you some mechanical stuff. What do Robert want to know?
Probably. I really don't know. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. So I'll give you an example then. Something on the recall knowledge check. A lot of times would be weaknesses is kind of the first thing I would give you. These creatures have no particular weaknesses. They are also not resistant to anything. Those are kind of the 2 biggest things as resistance as weaknesses, of which they have neither. So there's nothing that's particularly harmful to them, but nothing that they're, against. These creatures obviously appear to be some sort of goblin offshoot. You would assume these are some sort of creatures that are native to this island that, don't have, it's just some cargo cult goblins that don't have any, contact with the mainland. Because at this point in Galarian, goblins are, fully integrated to society. They aren't just awful little monsters that live in the woods. So these guys are obviously not of that same I don't know what's what I'm looking for here that doesn't sound like like eugenic. I don't know, but they're definitely a different type, and but you would know they're pretty dexterous. So they have pretty good reflex saves, and their worst save would be a will save, and that's all information you can kind of communicate out when you learn this info. But you would have an action left is. It's not 2 actions for that ability, right? It's just a 1 action.
Just one action, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So you have an action left. What would you like to do?
I would like to raise my shield.
Wonderful. Perfect. You raise your shield, and then you want to hit that next actor button.
Oh yes. Shit.
on the combat tracker, or you could always drag it to your hotbar to where it's just there, where you can just tap it on your hotbar. Perfect. Wonderful. Inyo, it is your turn. You just saw Robert come up and, despite his qualms about killing a sentient creature, just immediately kill another. And, but so is the life of an adventurer. What would you like to do?
This is getting easy.
Taking note. Taking note at how swift that was dealt with, Enya will move, will stride on over to this goblin right here. And
Wonderful.
how do I select it again?
Control and then click. Like hold down Control and then click on the token. And I show you have them targeted. There you go.
All right. And with 2 actions left, just in case, as she was striding on over, she pulled her sword out, her greatsword up above, and striking it down with a power attack.
Oh, power attack. Oh, dear God. Go for it.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll probably do it. We did set up a power attack for you. Yeah, so roll 4. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This thing just turns so saucy. You know those guys on that submarine? That's what happened here.
I blocked the blood spill with my shield.
It is incredible. All right, you got an action left in you. Yeah, everybody needs to put on their ponchos.
How far is he from him? Let me just check really quick. Oh shit! No, that
power
is the
attack
splash
was
zone.
2
That's
actions.
10 feet.
So.
Oh, it is 2 actions. You're right. Thank you. Okay,
Yeah,
wonderful. So you'll just want to hit that next actor button then.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that happened.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, that was...
this thing, seemingly undaunted by its friends dying, rushes out and is going to jump out of this window and take an attack at Robert, who's right there. Let's see what I do. Natural 16. There's a hit.
Wow.
So here's some damage to Robert, and then it's going to try one more time. I don't think I'm hitting unless I roll a 20. Ooh, 7's not going to do it. That's its turn. Trendon, you're up. You've seen 2 of these creatures just instantly turn to pulp. There's 1 left fighting for its life. What would you wish to do?
First thing Trendon's going to do, since it's 30 feet away, it's in range of a telekinetic projectile, so he's going to grab...
TKP. Go for it.
He's going to grab some of that debris by that goblin there.
Oh, God, it's the hammer. Oh, no, it's his friend. It's his friend's like lower jaw.
Yeah.
It's like that perk in Fallout, bloody mess. It's just
damn.
Unfortunately, a miss as this jawbone goes wide.
Okay.
You have an action left.
He will then, let's see, can I cast shield? Is that just 1 action?
Yep, shield is 1 action.
Okay. Then he will cast shield on himself.
Wonderful. And don't forget, you can actually cast the action, which you just did. Perfect. Great. All right, then if you'll just hit that next actor button. Perfect. Thank you very much. We're back to you, Henris. Henris, right. You could, you didn't shoot last time, so you do have a bolt where you could still shoot. You'll just want to, I'm going to go ahead and clear your targets for you.
He's going to do what his job was on this mission in the first place. He is going to
just start counting pennies.
I cast approximate, and I count how many
teeth are around.
How many goblin teeth are scattered about from that hit? No, I'm going to cast heal on Robert, and that will be control click. And
there you go.
There we go. I'm getting the hang of this. Let me just bring up my spells. I will cast a target living. Yeah, that's going to be target heal. Hold on.
Hey.
3. Yeah, so you got 3 hit points back.
Yep.
And
gave it to me. Yep.
Additional. I'm sorry. If you wanted to do the 2-action one, you can also apply the additional 8 as well, if that's the one that you're doing.
Okay, yeah, I'll do an additional 8 then.
So yeah, you just do right where you rolled the 1d8. If you look below that, there's just a flat 8. If you do that little, little plus sign,
I'll do that.
Yep, that'll automatically apply that for you.
Okay.
Boom! There you go. Nice.
There you go, buddy.
Ah.
Now that little spear wound's healed up nicely. Sorry I couldn't do anything about the back injury. Alright, and that's the end of my turn. Now you have to click next person. How do I do that again?
From the combat tracker at the very bottom left corner, or you can always drag it down onto your hotbar.
Oh, I see it.
From there.
It was hiding under the dice.
Got it. There you go. Robert, back to you. There's one of these critters left alive. He took a stab at you and hit, and then missed. But you are now feeling
And he missed.
well and healthy again after getting healed by Henris.
I'm going to roll my attack.
That'll hit.
We're going to flash.
Yep, and that kills this creature as well. And it's just, this one's not so brutal, but these things are handily dispatched by this group. See, and here is my only, where I've been, tuning encounters and stuff like that. I'm like, man, 2 fighters is no joke. I gotta think about
fighters
certain
can
things.
just...
2 fighters is no joke.
It reminds me, you guys have seen Gremlins, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know this thing where the gremlin gets thrown into the blender and it's set to puree?
Oh, just yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened here.
2 fighters swinging bastard swords.
Monkey Goblin blend? Yes.
Yeah, they are. These guys are
blends.
handily dispatched, and I will say, as you're kind of seeing, they're defeated. Looking around a little bit, you can see there's a few things scattered about. But go ahead. What happens after you guys defeat these creatures? So far, things have gone pretty well for you guys. Besides the ghost encounter, which seemed to be. You guys still got away from that relatively unscathed, though. So what do you guys?
I mean,
yeah,
a little bonk on the noggin, but other than that, I mean,
Yeah.
nothing too bad. Well, okay. Pretty sure those aren't responsible for what happened here. Didn't even speak their own native tongue. So let's investigate the smithy. I'll carefully peek my head in.
Yeah, if you're peeking your head in, you can see it looks like these creatures have been living in here. It's a bit tore up. Yeah, it's a bit tore up. There's kind of a pungent animal smell. There's there's like a cot that's been tore up into kind of like a nest. There's just a few things. I will say these spears that they were wielding, you see the heads of them. They're not very good weapons by what you guys would have access to, but these things for quote unquote more primitive creatures, these things appear to be you think they might have made them here in this forge, just based on looking at them. They're kind of pounded out pieces of metal and kind of tied to these sharpened stakes. What I will say, though, is all of you looking around, you do find a couple things of note, which is where I will direct you all now back to the party sheet that you would open up by going under tools, or tool, and then it's the one right next to the combat tracker button. And you're going to want to go under inventory on that tab. And there's going to be a few things that are found. Those few things, there's a chain shirt, which seems to be a well-made chain shirt. There's 2 machetes, which the nice things about machetes is they can be used to hack your way through jungles and things of that nature. So you think these may be probably useful. As well as there is a buckler that appears to be kind of this dull grayish color. And I'm just gonna any of you kind of actually Henris, or not Henris, I'm sorry, but Robert, your family, like they were craftsmen, right? Like that was your yes.
Yeah.
So you would actually recognize this. This is a buckler made of cold iron.
Oh.
This is a cold iron buckler.
Ooh.
I look for the stamp, the who created it.
Oh yeah.
It's nobody of renown or anything like that. You're gonna guess it's probably who was ever running the forge here on the island. This seems like it was probably made here. Maybe they brought something with them.
Some good craftsmanship.
It actually does all seem to be. I will say the chain shirt looks very well made. The machete looks well made. They all have very nice edges on them. Like whoever this blacksmith was a good blacksmith.
Hopefully they're alive. His work could be useful. And so who's going to take the machetes? Those will be pretty useful if we go explore deep within the savage jungles within.
I wouldn't mind carrying one. At least then I won't be using my main weapon to cut any trees out of the way.
It's like the fucking stupid scene in the Game of Thrones where Rob's just like hacking at a tree with his sword. So dumb. Fucking idiot. Stupid show. I hate that stupid show. Anyways. But so the way to do this is pretty simple. And, for example, you would open up your inventory tab on your character sheet. And then just that little chain link, you just drag that right onto your inventory sheet. And that should put the one of the machetes right on it. Boom. You got it.
It did.
And now, actually, if you go under your actions, you'll see you have a machete in there. We'll need to change that to be trained since you are or we'll just need to change it to strength-based since you're a fighter. But boom, it's already pre-programmed under your actions where you can now attack with that machete.
Robert,
right.
Do you want the buckler or?
Actually, I might hold on to the machete. I don't know if the buckler is better than what I have. I have a steel shield.
Your steel shield is probably better. This has a hardness of 3, an HP of 12, and a break threshold of 6. I believe a steel shield is 5, 20, and 10. So yours is going to be slightly better. Yeah.
Let me check my inventory really quick, see what I got. So I think, I just got a wood shield.
Yeah, why don't you take that?
Yeah, I think it would be better suited for me. So I will just I'll just remove and pretty much just toss away the old wood shield. Thing's practically a pot lid. And just drag and drop it into my inventory.
That's all you got to do. There you go.
Right.
And
cool.
Nice. And then there is also the chain shirt, which is a nice piece of material. It's got an AC bonus of 2 with a dex mod cap of +3. You only have to have a strength of 12 to use it effectively. The biggest thing about it is noisy, so you can't stealth as effectively with it. But it is a good thing.
I unfortunately am not trained in
as a cleric. Cleric can't use. I forgot how squishy clerics were if you didn't take the cloistered one, or the war priest. The war priest, I mean, because I had a player roll up a cleric for my abomination vaults game. It was right after I killed their last character, and I literally killed them in that session. And I was just like, God, I'm so sorry. But also, that was your fault for running into combat with your cloistered cleric.
Cloistered cleric is not a combat cleric. It is a buff and
No, not at all. But yeah, who would like to take the chain shirt? You don't have to equip it, but I would need one of you to take it at least to hold on to it. Keep in mind, it does have a bulk of 1. I don't think any of you are too near your bulk penalties, but yeah.
I think I could. I'll hold on to it.
Sure. So same deal. You can just drag that right on
price
your
for
character
it
sheet.
later.
Yeah, we'll say you pop that in your backpack. Wrong. That's my map.
Yes.
There we go. But I will say, other than that, though, around the smithy doesn't appear to be anything else of note. Looks like the forge was probably last used a week ago, but this is going to be, you're guessing that these goblins are the ones who used it. Other than that, there's nothing here that says that anybody, a settler has used this equipment in, the 6-8 weeks or so since you think people have stopped existing here.
Yeah. And also, I'm going to quickly use prestidigitation to wash off any goblin monkey smell that may be on my shield.
yeah, they were like using it. Yeah, there's a bunch of dried fruits and nuts in it. They were clearly using it as like a plate. But
little
yeah. But yeah, you guys feel like you've successfully cleared this smithy as well. So far, quick recap: you guys have been down into the chapel. You guys have been into the government house, and you've been into this smithy. And so far, you found no sign of anybody living, and only one dead body and some sort of robot. So, where would you all like to go next?
Goblin monkeys. Let's go to. Want to check out the house across the street? Maybe
Sure,
like those two houses.
Yeah, let's do it.
These right here.
Yeah.
For those, give me just a second here. Let me get my notes pulled up for those. I was muted there, didn't realize it.
Oops.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so the first one here, I'm just going to go in order. And the first one here you come across, it's a mud-walled building, has a door facing to the east and one shuttered window. And above the door is a plain wooden sign that reads, Tool House.
Might be something we can use in there.
Yeah, perhaps tools. So maybe like take a little peek inside.
Sure. You guys can all kind of take a peek inside. It is dark inside in this building, I will say, since this one only has the one window. So far, you guys have been able to peek into these. What are you guys doing about the light situation?
Trendon will cast light.
Okay,
I was
wonderful.
about to say.
That's all I need to know. That's fine. One of you is casting light. You can, however it works, it's fine. Just, as long as one of you
just
is
claps
casting light.
twice and goes clap on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Puts hands together and all of a sudden light.
Yeah, you can put it on, one of the frontliners' swords or something like that. I did want to say too, I very much enjoy this. It's an all-human party. Doesn't happen super often. Interesting.
Yeah,
like
none of us have dark vision. Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
I mean, and I feel like it's also thematically appropriate.
It makes sense. It's an Anduran colony. Anduran is primarily a human civilization. There are other ones, and even on your journey, there's a dwarf. There's a dwarf or two on the boat. There's a couple elves, half elves, things of that nature. But it is primarily humans, and that's primarily what the settlement is as well. But as you're going in, good.
And we're also on the land where the first human civilization began. So it's kind of a full circle thing going on here.
I like it. I like it a lot. But as you all are going in, so first thing I'll say, Trendon, your detect magic, bing, 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 bing. Back of this room, there's something just glowing red hot. I think it would be whatever. What it was like a fireball? What is that? Was that convocation?
Evocation.
Evocation. Thank you, evocation. Not a fireball, but big damage. Whatever spells that do damage. That's going hot in the back of this room, along with the fact that this room does just appear to be filled with tools. There's hammers, handsaws, hatchets, machetes, trowels, various other implements, ladders, barrels of tars, shovels. And any of you who have a wisdom higher than 12, I'm just going to tell you, you don't think like the colonists couldn't have relocated without these implements. Like they couldn't have just up and picked up and left. Like everything they've left here is necessary for establishing a new colony. So you don't think they like picked up and moved to a new location. It just wouldn't make sense with what you're seeing so far, including all of these tools that have been left behind.
Okay, so that's weird. So good news. We can narrow down one of the problems, one of the possibilities. They didn't just up and leave to a new colony without letting us know. I mean, not like they could have. No way in the nine hells would they all pack up and leave behind all these trowels and saws and hammers and nails and everything you need to build a new colony. That's just stupid.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to survive. And then as he's talking, he's going to be like, whoa, guys.
Goblin.
Sorry.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I was just going to do the detect magic thing. So while he was talking, he's going to get that detect magic kind of sense, and he's going to be like, whoa, guys, there's something really magical off in the corner. Be careful. It kind of feels like it's evocation magic. It might be dangerous.
Oh. It'd be a trap.
Could be.
Well, let's see. Who's the beefiest person here?
The giant crab knocks on the window. It's clearly me.
Oh, kill it!
Yeah,
Fried crab.
But
If it might be an explosion, then most likely someone can hide behind the shield, checking over. Of course.
Yeah, sure. Let me just hide behind my tiny little platter here.
yeah, your buckler the size of a dinner plate. I will say, if you focus in on it a little, though, Trindon, it seems to be, I don't think this is exactly how detect magic works, but it seems to be coming from, like, you're able to kind of maybe peek your head around the corner. It seems to be coming from a little lockbox that's up on a shelf.
Oh.
Okay. He'll peek his head around the corner, and he's like, okay, I see where it's coming from. It's coming from this lockbox. Just be careful if anybody touches it.
All right. Well, let's not touch it. I'm not touching it.
Well, I'm going
Maybe
to.
I'm gonna pull up the chair.
Yeah.
Wait, who's looking?
I just threw a dice in the tower.
Oh, okay.
So what are you trying to do?
Perception.
Sure. I mean, it's a lockbox. If you get close enough to look at it, you can see written on the top is like engraved. It's a little wooden lockbox. Engraved in the top are the words "emergency only."
Well, it's an emergency.
I pick it up and I kind of present it to everybody. It's like, wanna open it up?
It is an emergency, and I'm interested.
Suggest you open it up away from our faces, though, if you please.
Maybe outside.
That would be wise.
Yeah. So I'm gonna step outside. I'm going to make sure I'm away from everybody else, and I'm gonna lean down, take a deep breath, and open it up.
It is locked.
Oh,
okay.
Can anybody pick this lock?
I cannot.
Okay, I'm gonna force it open.
All right.
If someone has a crafting, they could like disassemble it.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a force open or a thievery check. So you could roll me a thievery, or I'm sorry, a force open. Yeah, roll me an athletics check.
Yeah.
Okay.
I totally forgot to do it in the.
Now that's fine. No, I don't need that. The athletics, things of that nature, it's knowledge checks. It's knowledge checks, perception checks, and stealth rolls. That's what goes in the tower. And knowledge checks, that's for something like your exact like your strategic strike or whatever it's called, like that knowledge kind of check. But great. So you're able to get it open. Now roll me another d20 and hope you roll at above an 11. Just a flat d20 this time.
I did. I did roll. It said 17.
No. Yeah, just roll me just another just flat d20.
Oh,
This
okay.
is a percentile die is what I'm happy you roll here in
okay.
this case, more or less.
Okay.
And this you can just drag. If you just drag the die just into the chat box, it should roll it.
Oh, my bad. I'm totally.
No, you're good, man. No problem.
Okay.
Okay, so you force it open, and in the process of forcing it open, you hear like a chink of glass breaking, and this thing erupts into fire.
No!
Go ahead and roll me a reflex save.
Stop, drop, and roll for reflex.
Okay, so you're going to take half damage here, Robert, as 2 alchemist fires go off in your face.
Oh,
And so, Robert, you're going to take 3 points of damage. I'll apply that for you. As these things go off.
Just like...
Yeah. And that was a pretty good reflex save, though. So I'll say you're able to grab the other thing that was in the box right as like you see this thing, it's going off. You grab the other thing in the box. There were a pair of flippers in here. A pair of swim fins were in this box. So I'm going to go ahead and drop those in the party sheet as well. But I'll read out to you what those are. These flippers attached to your feet. Right. These flippers attached to your feet like tight shoes. Donning or removing them requires 3 interact actions. While worn, you can have 5-foot item bonus to the distance you move when rolling athletics to swim, not when using a swim speed. And you take a 10-foot item penalty to your speed on land. Always my favorite part of that.
Yeah, because you're
you're flap. Yeah. But yes, you're managed to grab those from it though. But there were 2 vials of alchemist fire in here that you set off while forcing open this container that went off in your face and are now rendered useless. But you did get the box open.
Oh wow! Well, I found some fins, and I just sit down on the ground.
Like using the fins to fan yourself as your eyebrows are smoking.
Well, and that is why I said we do it outside.
Yep.
Safety first, kids. Okay. Do you require any healing? That looked like it singed you pretty bad.
I'm okay for now.
All right.
You're lucky that's all it was. It could have been really dangerous.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was, say, I don't know, a fireball wand or something.
Yeah, a necklace of fireballs.
Just all go off at once. Just nukes the entire village.
Yeah, just seen from orbit.
They just see it from the distance and the ship, like, oh,
from the
well,
ship.
okay.
All right, turn it around. Let's go back to Almas. But with that being said, in the tool house itself, this seemed to be the only thing of note in here besides these tools. I will say, though, it is most of you guys probably realize it is a good thing that these tools are in here because the second wave of colonists, which you guys are part of, didn't bring many of these here, assuming that these tools would be here. So this is good news that these tools are here, even if it's kind of with the bad news that people are missing.
They'll definitely cut work out from under us. We need to build new stuff, expand this place, make it a proper town.
We need to find these people first, I think.
Well, yes, of course. Just try to look on the bright side of things here the best I can.
Sorry, I always bring stuff down.
Don't be such a Debbie Downer.
The guy's wife is missing, Tridden. God.
I'm already in dire straits as it is.
Your wife's gonna be fine. I'm sure she's just somewhere on the island.
Focus my trauma elsewhere.
Yeah, it's fine. Just drag him. Yeah, I popped him in the character sheet. You already dropped him. Cool. Or the party sheet.
And
Wonderful.
you're gonna walk over to Robert and basically just ask, "You sure you're all right to continue?"
Yeah, I'm good. I'm a little singed, but I'll be okay. Good night's sleep will do me good. But I'm
Well,
thinking,
before that,
we could search some more, or we could start heading our way to the ship. I'm good with
Again,
that.
you're tasked with clearing everywhere in this place before you guys
my
go to the
bad.
ship. Yeah,
No, I do not say that.
This is a
yeah,
lot bigger than
Ramona.
I thought initially. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was you guys. You guys have to
Not
make sure
very
it's
far.
safe for your colonists, your
Okay.
guys' group, more or less.
Okay, let's check the two. Oh, you want to check the next little building over, and then the two longhouses?
Sure.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Sure.
let's go.
So this next one over, again, rectangular building constructed in mud brick, very similar to the one you guys just checked out. Another door facing east. Unlike the other buildings, though, no windows at all. As one of you cracks open the door, there's a very heady smell of dried plants, herbs, and meat that seem to linger in the air, as well as any of you opening the door and looking in can see that the ground drops down about 3 feet from the entrance.
Oh, found the food storage. Seems there's still some food in here too.
Doesn't smell bad.
Oh well, of course it's all dried in preserves.
Oh, I thought I smelled meat too.
Do
I guess
I
it's dried.
recognize any of the herbs in the are hanging in like on the drying racks?
Yeah, there's garlic, there's sage, there's thyme, there's kind of,
It's
the
all
runs the
cooking
gamut.
herbs.
Yeah, a lot of, yeah, for the most part it is,
Mhm.
as well as you guys can all
take
see a
some of
number
the-
of barrels.
I'll
Well,
take
let's,
some of the more aromatic herbs.
okay, well, give me just a second here. So, sounds like you guys are heading in.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh no.
I will say, if possible, Enya would like to double check on how well stated the meats are all around. If Enya has catched anything, or
Yeah, if it's like rotted or it's, it's got botulism or whatever.
Yeah.
Understood. So sure, you can roll me a, I guess that'd be survival. Would be what I would think for that. You can roll me a survival check. But I'm gonna go ahead and.
My bad.
No, you're fine. No, this is fine. Skill check like that, it's okay. Like I said, it's mostly knowledge checks, but untrained, it's still a pretty good roll. You don't think so. Seems like you don't think any of it's like foul or anything like that. Seems okay. I assume Trendon, are you still doing detect magic kind of and everything as you as you guys are still exploring? Okay,
Yeah,
no
I'll still
problem.
be doing the pings.
Yeah, so you're getting a hot ping from the corner of this room as well. It's kind of lighting up too. But before any of that's really able to take place, as you all are kind of looking around here, seeing what's going on, taking a little bit of liberty here, assuming you all are going in, I'm going to share you a map. Here you go. There you go. And I'm going to need you all to roll me initiative, as from one of these broken barrels at the back of this room, a swarm of cockroaches seems to jump out of it.
Nope.
Ooh.
I do not like swarms, especially of cockroaches. That is like, yuck.
And I would say it's a fair assessment. Whenever we walk into a new place, we have our weapons out, right?
Yeah, no, especially in this case. Yeah, I'll let you know if there's any point where I'm like, man, I don't think you'd have your sword out, But in this case, I think you would have your sword out. That's fine.
22.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So we'll kick off
That is
initiative
gross.
with Henrik. You would actually go, or Henris. Henris, you would go first. You see, I revealed the swarm, correct? I did. There we go. So, yep, this swarm of cockroaches has crawled out of one of these barrels. Clearly very large, very nasty. What would you like to do?
Henris is going to back the fuck up. He's not really big on swarms.
Yeah, this map is only this building, so if you want to leave the building, just tell me and we'll essentially just move you off the map.
Yeah, Henris
Here
is
for
just
it.
going to like back away slowly, and you see his face get like really pale. So, he can't leave. Oh no, this is personal hell.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh,
I think there's a door is what the problem is. Let me go
Green
ahead.
hell.
Yeah. Come on,
he's
shift.
just going to back up a bit.
There we go. Okay,
Hey,
there we go. So yeah,
dynamic
we'll say you could get
lighting.
outside there. Yeah. Actually, just got it going with shadows too, which is very fun. This map doesn't
Yeah.
have those, but other ones do. But yeah, so Henris, you move outside. That was only one action for you. Anything else you want to do?
That's all I can do.
All right. Enyo, it would be your turn.
For the swarm of cockroaches, is it just like just small size cockroaches, or are they like a bit larger?
Yeah, no, they're like what are those, like hissing cockroaches or whatever, you know, they're like they're like a couple inches big, but there's a whole lot of them.
No. They're like the big ass nasty jungle cockroaches.
Yeah, and they take up, I mean, you
Oh,
see they take up the
nasty.
equivalency of a large creature. There's a whole lot of them.
Oh God.
She's basically gonna hold her turn for now. As soon as like at least the other two leave, she's leaving too.
Okay, so do you want to delay or do you want to hold an action?
Right, sorry. Delay, that's the word.
No, you're fine. No, that's fine. That's why I was just asking. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll hit the button for you this time. So that's this critter's turn. It moves forward, and it's going to. I'm going to roll a d4 here. It's odds. It's going to hit Trendon and Robert. Evens. It's going to hit Enyo and Robert. No hope for Robert. Evens. It's going for Robert. So here we go. It moves into your guys' space, and then it's. Oh, let me target you first. Here we go. It moves onto your space. Swarms can do that. They can move onto your space. They are nasty creatures. Moves onto Robert and Inyo, and it's going to have you both make a reflex save. Basic. Oof, that is a failure on both of your parts. We're getting near the end of the session. Do either one of you want to use hero points up? They do not carry over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, same here.
All right, go ahead and click
I
that
don't want to
hero
be
point
damaged by a bunch of roaches.
button on your character sheet right up there near the top. You just double click where it says 1 currently. There you go. Wonderful. So I will re-roll those. I'll click the button again. Let's see what we get.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
That's how they go. So here we go. A D8 of piercing damage to both of you as these creatures swarm over you. That is their swarming bites ability. And they actually do it again. So here is one more. So Enyo succeeds for half damage. Robert, you do have 2 hero points if you would like to try yours again.
Yeah, I'm pretty low.
All right, let me untarget Enyo for this one and just do Robert. Here we go. Hey, oh, I thought that was a success. Okay, so Robert takes the baseline D8. I'm going to roll just a flat D8 and then apply this to Enya for the half damage. So 2 points of damage to Enya, not Enya. Nice. But yeah, and these things are in your guys' space. But that's it. 2 actions. Well, it bit twice and then moved once. So that's 3 actions. Robert, it's your turn. Jesus, Robert is in rough shape. What do you want to do? As you are being swarmed, in fact, by these cockroaches.
Fuck. Yeah, I'm going to attack.
Okay.
I really hope that it's not like 1E swarms.
Not quite as brutal. To go for it. Do you want to do your precision attack, Dealey?
I'm sorry?
You're I'm sorry, I'm blanking on what it's called. Where you get to do the knowledge check. Is that the strike you're doing here?
No, this is just my first attack.
Okay.
I'm not really doing that. So that was I don't know if that hit or not. Attack.
Yeah, you're good. So I'll target it for you. That does hit. So go ahead and roll damage. Okay, it seems to take some of that damage as you're swiping into it with the sword, but these are just, there's a whole lot of cockroaches.
Yeah, I'm gonna take another attack. Yeah, nice.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay.
Again, some of the damage seems to be going through, but not a lot, as there's just so many of these creatures.
Yeah, we're gonna raise my shield as my final action.
All right, wonderful. Trendon, it would be you.
Okay. Trendon is gonna cast color spray on the swarm of cockroaches.
Nice. Okay.
Very good.
So, all right. Well, let me just read me what are the deal? What's the what are color sprays like traits real quick?
Traits: it's illusion, incapacitation, and visual.
Okay, give me just a moment here. Okay. So because of this creature's level, it treats that as a success rather than a failure with the incapacitation trait. So what happens on a success on its end?
On a success, the creature is dazzled for 1 round.
Dazzled for 1 round.
Okay.
I will apply that to them. They are dazzled.
Okay. And then Trendon will cast shield on himself, and then that
All
should
right.
be his turn.
Wonderful. If you want to hit the next actor, perfect. Henris, it is you.
Okay. Check my inventory really quick.
What about Enyo's delay?
Oh, I'm sorry. And yeah, I forgot you delayed. So yeah, it would be if you want to take your turn before the end of the round, it would be your turn. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I had mentioned in the chat that since Alberto was attacking, so would Enyo, but Enyo will be using the machete because, well, not wanting to risk using a greatsword within this confined space.
Okay, so are you going to take an action to stow the greatsword, or are you just going to drop it?
Knew I should have said something sooner. But yeah, she'll drop the greatsword.
Okay, so drop the greatsword and then 1 action to draw the machete. And then you have 2 actions left.
And with that, she'll use power attack on the machete.
Sure.
And
Go
just making
for
sure.
it. Yeah, I mean, you could just make the attack, and then we could just apply the extra damage if we need to.
Yeah.
That will hit.
All right. I think. Here.
That'll work. And they just roll me another d6, and I'll just apply what I need to manually to it. So that would have been a sum total of 13?
13.
Yes. And then, yep, I'll take into account resistances. What is it? It's machete slashing, right? Ooh. Okay. All right. So I will apply said damage that needs to be applied. Okay. And you would have, all right, that would be Inyo's turn then. Now we would be back to Henris.
Okay. Henris will gird himself, take a...
That's a 3 action maneuver. No, go ahead.
He's going to... I mean, for him, it might as well be. He's going to equip his torch and use his flint and steel to ignite it. Can do that, right?
Well, typically, I mean, I'm assuming your torch is in your backpack, so it's going to take 2 actions to get the torch out, and then 1 action to ignite. Yeah, in this case, I'll let you. You know what? Yeah, I'll let you do it this time. That's fine. But that'll be your whole turn there, is getting the torch going. It'll now be going.
That's all I can do right now. Actually, you know what? No. Take that back. I'm going to first. I'm going to heal. Shit.
Yeah, I'm at 3 hit points, baby.
First, 3 action. Heal my roaches.
Ah!
Oh, what have I done? This is his like blue screen of death moment right here. He's going to. I hit the wrong button.
I had the same idea, but then the creature got the attack first. So I'm like, well, I just got it.
Here, I'll move. I'll move the roaches for you so you can target more easily.
Thank you. Well, actually, I accidentally clicked out the battle map. So
here you go.
Thank you. Okay, and I'm going to see if I can just do maybe a healing pulse.
Yeah, it's a 30-foot. It's a 30-foot emanation, so it is going to hit the roaches.
Oh shit! Never mind then. I'll just do all 3 actions and heal target. Hold on. Sorry, Enyo. I have to heal the one that has the most damage. So there we go.
So wait a minute. What did you do exactly?
Killed me.
Oh,
No, you still had everybody targeted, so you sort of healed everybody. So that's what I'm just trying to take a look at here.
Oh, that didn't heal me.
Well, it was everybody but Inyo. So that's what I'm trying to take a look at here, because it healed Trindon and Henris yourself as well.
Shit.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. So were you just healing?
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Yeah, I was going to.
You're good. Was it just Robert that you were healing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I can adjust wounded and stuff like that on people. That's not a problem. So there we go. Okay. Everything should be as it should be. Okay, and then that would be 2 actions if you're doing the. Well, actually, roll the D8 as well. It's a D8 plus the 8. So roll another D8 too.
Okay.
Okay, nice. There you go. Robert is almost at full health. Yeah. And then you have 1 action left, Henris. Anything else you'd like to do?
Let me see. I will then. I already cast Bless. Fuck.
Yeah, so keep in mind you've cast 2 heals and a Bless. So you have, I believe, 2 heals left in the tank.
Yeah, and I highly.
You could roll a recall knowledge if you like. You could do a nature check to try to recall knowledge on this.
Really quick, because I know, Chad knows that cockroaches hate bright light.
Yeah, roll me a nature check in the tower. See what Henris knows.
Okay, let me just go to my skills, nature, which I am trained in.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so let me just move this stuff out of the way. Oh my god, it is so much stuff. Nature. To the dice tower.
Yep, that worked. Yeah, so I'll say what you know about them is that it's a swarm. It's resistant to bludgeoning, it's resistant to piercing, it's resistant to slashing. The best thing you can do against it is area damage. You think if only you had a couple alchemist fires, this would have been a real easy encounter.
I know.
But unfortunately, you aren't quite sure about the light. But that would be Henris's turn, and it would be these creatures turn again, and they're still there, and they're going to they're just going to keep doing what they were doing. So they're going to be hitting Inyo and Robert. They're going to make a attacks on them. So there's a success and a failure. So here you go. It should automatically calculate damage. It did.
Okay, good.
And then it's gonna just keep doing it. Oh boy. Inyo maybe going down. Okay. Inyo is dying. I need to move Inyo in initiative order here to before the roaches. And this thing is going to actually now move onto the spaces of, in this case, Trindon and Robert. And that's its turn. Robert, it is back to you. It has downed Inyo. Inyo is bleeding out next to you, but these creatures are still swarming all over you. What do you wish to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna scream as loud as I can, and I'm going to attack. Hit.
And that will hit. Yep. Not incredibly hard to hit, but yeah, that damage, some of it goes through, not all of it. There's a lot less of them than there were. They aren't hanging on by much. That will miss, unfortunately. There's so few of them now. You're just kind of swinging futilely at the couple that are left. And that will miss as well. Trindon, you're up. These things have now moved on to you.
He's like, these bugs, and he's gonna conjure a ball of fire in his hand. He's gonna use produce flame and try and target the bugs.
All right, go for it. And that is a miss, unfortunately.
Okay.
I don't think you can use your hero point. You can use it here if you like.
Oh yeah, I will.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, and then just re-roll it.
Yep, re-roll it. Same initial attack. Oh, all right, go for it.
There we go.
Oh. Just roll damage. You're targeting them, so it should automatically apply damage.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Where is the there's the damage.
Yep, there you go. You got it. Okay, and they are weak to fire.
Nice.
So they burn up into pieces.
Burn, motherfucker.
And I'm going to go ahead and here. Trindon, you will have one action left. What do you do with this action? Because after you take this action, we're going to end it for this week. And we're going to pick back up next week in initiative order with Inyo currently dying. Because I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen, but let's keep it suspenseful. So what, Trindon, what do you do with that last action?
Let's see. Am I trained in medicine? I don't think I am.
No, and even so, you couldn't get over there and do a check. You could only get to.
Okay, I got one action. That's right.
Yeah.
So he will there'll be maybe a few cockroaches left, and he'll just smash them with his feet for that last action.
It's like Men in Black.
Yeah.
Stomping them in front of Vincent D'Onofrio. Yeah. But yeah, you take him out, and then so we'll start back up with Henris. His turn. I assume I know what's going to happen, but who knows?
Yeah.
And you guys having...
I am rushing over using a medicine check to stabilize Inyo.
Perfect. And we'll start with that. But let me go ahead and save. And yeah, good, fun, smooth session, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Frick!
Oh,
Swarms are
man.
still scary in 2E.
I did not expect a swarm in the first session. Like did not expect that shit.
Neither did I. That was
I
terrifying.
Oh no!
I am a little glad that.
I hate him in Pathfinder.
Yep. I'm a little glad that Enyo was able to deal one big hit in an earlier fight, and then over here
awesome.
just dying.
Yeah.
That hit was ludicrous. It was 48 points of
Horrible way to
damage.
go, too.
That
Honestly,
was absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, honestly, for that, Enyo was a little confused on whether she was just letting the weapon just drop or it was her.
It was just gravity, just doing its job on this poor little goblin. Yeah, that was oh my god! I know that power attack. That was a good one. The real cheese is when you get like and I only let I would let somebody do it again. It's fine. It was just a very funny meme where I had whatever. But I had a friend of mine made a little short campaign we ran, made a great pick fighter who took the Mauler dedication, and with the Mauler dedication, you get an additional one on top of it as well, kind of like power attack, but it's of the highest die, and a great pick has the deadly die. So essentially, on a crit with the great pick, it would be 5d12 plus a strength modifier. It was just ridiculous. It was just such a stupid, broken, like everything. I just was like, all right, you guys win. This is what happens. Cool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Hey, have
it's
a good night, everybody. That was a lot of fun.
you all as well.
Have a
That
good
was
night.
Yeah, see you guys.
lot
next
of
week.
fun.
Holy crap,
Really,
that was
really good time. I agree. Yep.
the
And if
crazy
again,
kids right there.
if anybody anybody's got anything going on for the holiday, just let me know as soon as you can. But otherwise, again, good session though, guys. Look forward to next
I'm
week.
pretty
Okay.
good.
Have a good one.
Sounds good.
Adios.